107.5 FM. From the top of Wologisi to the beaches of Maryland, we cover Liberia like nobody else does. This is Spoon 107.5 FM. New, urban, ethical, authentic, sports, entertainment, something for the old, something for the new, something for everybody in between. We leave nothing untouched. We are Spoon 107.5 FM.
Yes, a special one from the CEOs, Dan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
To get your information, to the spoon, to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon.
You want to get a news update, to spoon.
What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon, to get your information. To the spoon, to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon.
You want to get the news update? Tunto Spoon.
What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon. Spoon.
Skidibidibidabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kua.
A special one from the CEOs, Dan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just Tuto Spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just Tuto Spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, Tuto Spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, Tuto Spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just Tuto Spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. If you eat Cape Town, congratulate my brother, Tuto Spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon.
You want to get the news update? Tunto Spoon.
What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
So there is this trending saying in Liberia. Usually we begin Friday by saying TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. But the whole Liberian thing, Friday for everybody, it has taken over this whole TGIF. So Friday is for everybody. That's what we say in Liberia. So after working the entire week, those who work Monday to Friday, they chill on Friday, have themselves good fun. And they say Friday is for everybody. This is how I love to welcome you to today's edition of Liberia's biggest talk show. This is the Spoon Talk, beaming across Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, and a host of other stations all across Liberia relaying this broadcast. We love to say a pleasant night to you, wherever in Liberia you listening to us from. For those of you watching us via our various online platforms, whether Spoon TV or via YouTube, we love to say a pleasant afternoon, good morning, or good evening to you, depending on where you viewing us from. The show promises to be intriguing as always. The CEO and the rest of the panelists are definitely going to join the show later on. But I do have Mr. Dwalu, and he's not alone. He's along with the people.
I say the people.
Mr. Dwalu.
Yes, sir.
Pleasant night to you.
Yes, sir. It's a beautiful Friday, my people. It's the Damo says TGIF. For me, we always thank God whatever day it is, but Friday is pretty special because we got to get away from work, losing our mind. Get a cold glass of mortar for me. For those of you who love the beer or kinju or Ghana, whatever you call it. You do you, but by the end of the day, Odugu. Look at that kind of dinner here. Eh? I got a tough dinner, but whatever floats your boat, enjoy yourself. But let's do Friday, man. Share the show. Liberia Matters, your kind of talk. Rose Horace, your kind of talk. Just share the show, guys.
Yeah, so you need to do that. Just hit the share button, copy the link, and paste it in as many groups as possible, and let people follow the show. Spoon Talk is your number one source of authentic information here in Liberia. And as I said earlier, the rest of the panelists are going to join the show. But a lot of things happening in the country. Begin with what I love to call one of the thousands unseen and unreported. The LNP has reported, through a press release, that it has arrested, charged, and sent to court, an individual who was impersonating as a police officer. The name of that individual is one suspect, Bwama Joe. According to the LMP's release, he was dismissed from the police 4 years ago for being absent without leave whilst he was assigned in Vayama City, Lofa County. But then he was seen, around the Jalata area, capital bypass area, there, Dwalu, extorting money from drivers. But this is not strange, though. It's just one that has been reported, nabbed, and caught.
We allow, but this is a good step. Look, impersonating the police is a very serious crime. That one, before I forget, I want to commend, I believe it's public work. You guys are putting road signs all over the city.
Oh, yes. Thank you,
Dwali. Thank you, but I want you guys to know you got to spell some of these things right. It's important. The details do matter. Like I say, we appreciate what you're doing, but get it right, guys. Get it right. Look at the details. I don't know who's doing the proofreading.
Which ones have you seen that need correction? I saw so that we can highlight them.
For instance, it may be very simple. Like pack up pin, pack up spin. If you say, there are some of them, the banga, or the other ones going to banga, what may spell. So they spell with a GE. But I'm pretty sure those can be fixed. What I would do, I'll actually detail all of them. And we'll come in the studio. But I love what's happening with the direction. Thank you, public work. But let's get it right. Let's look at the details.
So guys. I saw that while I was coming from out of town. And then I reached red light, and then I saw the big green and white, signboard detailing this way is the Japanese freeway. This way, so I'm like, okay, this is new. And also they're putting up some new traffic lights. What are not we're looking to see that they do work though, because the whole country as of now, when there is light on the Japan freeway, you get some of the traffic lights working. But if there is no electricity or stable flow of current along the Japan freeway, we only have one working traffic light. That is the one at 20th Street. So we need all of these things. We can just let red mean stop, green mean go, yellow mean get ready in school, and we don't practicalize them at all.
No, I agree. But I hear what you say. The mere fact is out there. You have to retrain everybody to the law and order. It's part of that. Now, some people will not follow the rules just yet, but in time they are going to. But guys, remember now, when the things say start, it means start. They're not suggestion. This is a direct.
You pass.
You pass. And whatever body you're putting yourself in serious danger now. When the police start enforcing the law and you fly through that lady, hear you that free. So learn to follow the rules, make the police job easier, but most important, let the pedestrian be able to cross the road. Let's follow the rules so we can have some order in traffic. Everybody becomes safer. And I think that's what we're doing.
I agree with that. And I think as we have adopted this new method that we've witnessed the police put in place, where they have put their various checkpoints to curtail the movement of unregistered bikes or unauthorized bike riders, same can be applied. But let's adapt a little of what we see in other countries. Like when I was in Ghana last year around the same time, what I noticed was at the various intersections, you have police officers not just standing there, but they have these jungle bikes. And they have written on them visibility. Once you see it, you read a big visibility, you know that they are there. There are these various intersections or junctions. If there are 4 junctions intersecting at that place, you find 4 police officers there on those bikes. So the moment you decide to not adhere to the traffic light, they'll chase you right there.
Chase you right there.
So it has to a larger extent put into them the culture of abiding by the road signs.
Yeah, but there's another thing they do in Rwanda. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
The Rwandans are way more advanced than we are here. But what they do is all the motorcyclists, they do have a number on the back. They don't chase you. So before you run your motorcycle in the street, they have we don't have an address. They have your address. They have your picture. They have everything. So if you run a sign, there's a little camera thing that will just point it. And the next police officer up there will make sure what's coming. They will get you off the bike. They tow the bike, take it to the police station. You pay a hefty fine. If you don't pay the fine, they auction the motorcycle off. And that's the only way people stop. People understand one thing: consequence.
Yes.
Human beings don't understand. I beg you, consequence. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Dwalu.
Yeah.
And as you said, once we install in these traffic lights and all of that, we also need to orientate our people.
Correct.
Because even the little one traffic light are working to 20th Street, right? Yeah. When the light turns green, you know, for vehicles to move, that when pedestrians start crossing the road. You haven't noticed that?
The pedestrians themselves have to get trained.
Yeah, that we need to do one of it. As we are bringing in these new developments, our people need to be trained and taught how to, you know. We learn these things in nursery, but we have now been practicalizing them. So at least now when you're bringing them up, the LMP, the Public Safety Department of the LMP, along with the Transport Ministry and other line agencies and all that, can make radio jingles, go to the various parking lots, schools,
the elementary
and all of
schools,
these things, you know, and reculture our people into doing these things so that you can be safe as well. Because if the light turns green and vehicles are about to move, my sister and my brother, if you put yourself on a road, that's free. Are free.
You're responsible for that. But that one you gotta understand, since 1990, most people, but especially most of the kids that were born after 1990, they have not seen truly all of the working traffic light. So they're still learning. For me, you know, like they do in other countries, go to the kindergartens, go to first grade, second grade, and teach them how to cross the road, use the crosswalk. It's going to take some time. The motorcyclists also have to understand when people in the crosswalk, you have to stop. It has to be orderly. Okay, we have to follow the rules so there can be safety for everybody. Use one spot that you're supposed to cross in. You cannot cross the road anywhere. Human being can be wrong too if you all of that box where you're supposed to cross. And we're going to speak to the transport ministry, make sure we put these crosswalk, make sure they're properly painted so people can know where to cross. Let's get it right so the students can cross properly, so the elderly can cross properly, so we can have some order. And motorcycle, you have to understand, my begin. You're not going to make anything extra if you try to weave against traffic. All you try to do is you're going to go meet Chinese draw. And you don't don't say that. And another thing where
yeah. So back to that story of the LNP taking to court an individual who was impersonating as a police officer. He's a dismissed officer, former employee of the Liberian National Police.
You sure they are.
Yeah, but you know, he's been on the road collecting money. I've encountered someone of that sort. That was in 2019. But you know, this guy was impersonating as a DEA agent, you know, and we had our little encounter, and then the rest of the story is history, as they say. But is this just one in one, or this is one of 1,000?
I'm pretty sure the police, the LMP, are aware. I mean, it's aware that across the country, people impersonate the police officer. Most of the time, all police officers that they let them go, they still get a uniform, they still have connection, and even sometimes their own body then will see them in the street. They say, my man, y'all leave man, hustling for a small thing. Look, let me tell you guys something. The police are a professional organization. The imagery of the police that I'm play toy. So the police themselves have a big task to making sure they're not being infiltrated by people who are not supposed to be wearing police uniform. Because if they commit a crime out there, they will say, oh, our LMP officer, it tarnishes the LMP's image. It destroys the LMP's name. It makes people not trust the LMP. So you have to stop that stuff. Now, I understand you can say, oh, I'm going to hustle. I don't care, man. Go in the bush, you call round pool, you can rock it. But to just be standing out there and hammocking people when you're not supposed to be there legally, that is a serious crime impersonating a police officer. It's a very serious crime.
And I also want to use this time to inform our people that it is your right to ask anybody who is posturing to be a law enforcement officer for their name and their badge number.
Correct.
It is your right. Do not be intimidated by that. I'm not saying don't respect police officers or law enforcement officers who come to you, but it's your right to know their name and their badge number. So make it a culture of yours. So okay, your name, your badge number, and all that. Which station are you attached to? Can we go there or there? It's your right to ask those questions, because if you do, and that person is impersonating, the next thing they will do is, they'll either back off, back away, or whatever. But if you find out that person is impersonating, it's your right to also reach to the nearest police station and have that reported. That's the only. We all have our part to play. Yeah. But don't say, oh, because you on the radio that says that right there. You don't put him in. No. Hello, excuse me. Yeah. What's your name? Yes, your badge number and all that. Yeah. Then you can jot that information down and you use it for your future reference, because it's all around in this country, darling.
Yeah, Dama, this is worth saying though. And to the police officers, if a citizen respectfully asks you for your badge number, they are not challenging your authority. I want you to understand you cannot retaliate against her or against him, because you citizen too, you got to ask for that respectfully. This is not like Damo said, be all aggressive. I know my right. No, you don't have to tell him all that. If you're going to ask him, sir, can I make sure your badge number and your name, they have to give it to you by law. And police officer, they may not challenge your authority by asking you for your badge number. Don't take it personally now, where you try to say, where your fire extinguisher? How can the other tire fly? They start over inspecting the man and to find something to feel like you're in charge.
Bow-legged parking.
Yeah, bow-legged parking. Your car wishes to die. How can the car dead it so low? Like, you don't want to get my car? You can't do that. You have to follow the rules. Everybody has to follow the rules. Let's make this country work, guys. And it benefits the police organization more if you follow the rule yourself. Don't put the siren on because you're in a police car when there is no emergency. This is crazy. I see it all the time. You're going to drink your gana, then you put a siren on. It defeats the purpose. When there is a true emergency, nobody going to pay attention to you. You can't be doing that. I see it all the time. Everybody, you put siren on. You're going nowhere. You put it on because siren on the car. Police officers, you yourself have to discourage that. That's not what the siren is meant for. It's for true emergency. Not going to your point house, not going to Kobo shop, not going home, not doing something. It has to be a true emergency. In fact, it is illegal under Liberian law to put siren on when there is an emergency. I'm not joking. You go ask the LMP.
What happened today at the Monrovia City Court? 87,000 thereby United States dollars couldn't produce 8,000 United States dollars as bail bond.
Oh, wow.
You get it, Math? You get it, drift?
I get it, drift.
So 87,000 United States dollars worth couldn't produce 8,000 as bond fee to be bailed out. That's the right word, right?
Yep.
To be bailed out and await trial.
Yeah.
We're speaking in case of the former religious advisor? Because I've been informed that he's been stripped of all titles and excommunicated from the Fokekron family fellowship and all of that. But Reverend Nimle, somebody you call it, yes, his title is Reverend.
Yeah.
Reverend Emmanuel Nimle today, wearing the same clothes he wore on Monday. Was it Monday or Sunday? I think it was Monday. On Monday, yes, wearing the same clothes that he wore on Monday, was escorted to the Monrovia City Court by the court liaison officer of the Liberian National Police to answer to charges levied against him, to read out his charges to him so that he's aware of what he's been charged with in a court of competent jurisdiction, ranging from attempted human trafficking to visa fraud to theft of property and some other charges there within. So his bail bond was set at 8,000 United States dollars.
Yeah.
And nobody, all the insurance company name, my hand inside, my hand inside, my hand inside, my hand. Like who the conscious probably wash your hand from the Jesus trial. And when he was taken to Central, we saw the former maritime boss Len Eugene Nangwe there, but nobody showed up today for Reverend Nimle, except for those who are claiming to have been cheated. And the number has increased by 40.
Of course.
From 90 to 130 persons claiming that he took 970 from them each for an alleged purported Australian program that people were trying to go down under to attend a conference for which many wouldn't have returned. So now he's on remand or pre-trial detention at the Monrovia Central Prison, affectionately known as South Beach.
Yeah. Look, Damo, to my brother Elton Say Vala, my friend and brother, the men said I wash and wear. Elton, you full of nonsense. Tene Cooper, how you doing, Mama? Elton, you're right. Look, listen. I'm going to say this to the Liberia National Police and the judicial system of this country. Yo, man, I'm playing with that team. You put the main jail for one day, then the main girls are. You ain't pay the people money. You do it a day, you do it a day, you do it a day. All of people would do it to Liberian citizens. The job of a judiciary is to serve as a referee between chaos and stability. What are you doing that is up to you? This so-called bishop, and there are plenty, Reverend Bishop, there are plenty across this country. Now out of 10 of them, they get eating they put money for free. They know what they're doing. And then we go to say to you guys who are in power, whoever come to power. Power is fleeting, it's temporary. This is why they continue to tell you when you have an opportunity to serve your people, you must serve them with the fear of God in your heart. You must serve them right, because the time will come where you will not have that power. Sometimes people forget. If President Weah were stay in power today, let me repeat, if President Weah were stay in power today, in fact, it would not even go to the courts. People got they got the cojones, they got the gauze to literally take other people's money because they are close towards the powers that be. Then you will not take it seriously. Your job as police officers, as the judiciary in this country, is not to appease anybody. It's to adjudicate, enforce the law, however the law falls. If this official, technically, because he had close proximity to President Weah, if he did that, the men follow through, let him stay in jail if he cannot make his bail, let him stay in jail, let him stay there until he find the people money. If he cannot find the people money, if he has property, auction the property or after he's convicted and sell the property and reimburse the people. That's how it's done in every civilized society. But for all, we take it little pay. It means that the men want to see why you're not putting on a high head to you, but you're walking around. Dr. Francine, welcome to the show.
Hello.
How you doing?
Simon, hello. How you doing?
Hello, Dr. Jesse. I'm super high, sir.
Good. I fell asleep in the hammock outside. Yeah, but I'm enjoying my soft life, Diamond. Enjoy
there you go.
Hey, soft life. Soft life. Yeah.
Yeah, I worked so hard for at this time to enjoy myself.
Oh, you deserve it.
Your discussion here. Who you're talking about the Reverend who took the money from the people?
Yeah, he couldn't make bail. The man that took over 70 grand, barely get $8,000. Can you imagine that?
But any mention that they're lying,
no, they read it in a court today. That he admitted to police investigators.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That yes, even the program had an account at LBDR. So that was where people were depositing the money in that bank account, according to the police charge sheet. That he admitted that yes, that happened. He had the program or staged the program. It's called some kind of healing heart something. Yeah.
Attach God to anything.
Yeah, healing heart conference or so. So if your heart is broken,
we'll bring it more.
And you want to heal your heart, you go to Australia on that program, and his own organization was there to provide a visa. Yeah, so
Jeddah was going to happen.
At his office at the Fokekron Family Fellowship.
Now, what your office was?
Where the office was.
The collection center.
Where the collection center was. So you go, you pay, or then you go to the bank and deposit. Paying at the bank gives it a very legitimate,
flair to it, but it's not quite crazy. You're right. We're not a civilized country. You're right, Mama.
I feel so bad for my Liberian people who lost their money, man. I really do.
No, it's a desperation of our people, and I understand why they do this. I get it, but we got to learn. All the gaming shows that come to Liberia, that the Francine, they do the same thing. And Liberian people get an English, they cajole the people, take the money, they will come, they do this. And this is not the first time. It's over and over and over and over again. They continue to do this because they know they can get away with it. The guy will go to jail. The prediction is this. Maybe you spend a couple of days over there. If somebody comes in, they call somebody who knows somebody and believes he has to do this guy a favor. And then next thing you know, he walks. Because he gets out, now that case is already dead. When you go to him and you say, but you came into court. And in Liberia, came into court literally translates into nothing will come inside.
Yeah, man.
That's what it means in Liberia. Yeah.
Lenny, hello, I love your lipstick. It's popping. It's
Let's
popping.
see.
Popping to the audience.
When
That brown burger will condemn it today.
You know, he gave me enjoy the lipstick, but you say opposite what he said. What he thinks.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
But another first thing, I want you guys to, if you got time, I know you didn't see it. I was actually scanning the net this morning, around 4 this morning, and I saw a beautiful article from the most recent president of Argentina. It's called Javier Milei. This guy came to power. He was a talk show host. I mean, this guy is flying. You know, there's a saying out there. I believe it's a Chinese proverb, but George Bernard Shaw also said this. He says, men who say it cannot be done should keep quiet, literally. When men and other men are doing this guy cut the entire government ministry by half. He first into power. He had massive austerity measures. He's enforcing things. In fact, when he came to power, they had almost 200 percentage point in inflation. He's been in power since October, but he's aggressive because his thing is the country is in an emergency. He's going to rule and bring law and order, reduce corruption. He's cutting the government literally in half because he said we need the money to put the people to work. With such aggression, in fact, people that love him or hate him, they call him crazy. He said, yeah, I'm crazy because my country is going down the drain. This is the kind of urgency you should bring to your country when you have desperation in that country. Javier is moving all over the place. He's even looking to de-peso-lize the country and dollarize the country because he feels the peso has no weight. He wants to dollarize the country, keep to one currency that he cannot control, because what the previous administration was doing, well, they need money, they print more money. And they just kept carrying the inflation up. You know, almost like a hyperinflation to some extent. Local people could not afford anything. But I love what he's doing, the austerity measure. And I just talk about my own country. You know, every time we try to expand the government, we create multiple layers of agencies that literally doing nothing or doing the same thing that one single agency can do, but they just pile up. We have so-called 15 counties and provide jobs for ridiculous senators and representatives that do nothing. Instead of miniaturizing the country, have 5 zones where each zone can provide 2 senators. Instead of having 103 men, let's cut this thing down to 30 men. Instead of having 15 assistant ministers, have 1 minister and 1 deputy minister. Maybe you can have director for an operation. But you go to a ministry, everybody that are minister, like half the ministries, all minister, assistant minister for planning, assistant minister for services. Yeah, it's just unnecessary. These layers.
Administration, deputy minister of administration, deputy minister of technical services, deputy minister of this, that. Oh my God, plenty.
And everybody feel like I got appointed by the president, so nobody can tell me anything. Cut that thing in half, and let's put the money towards straight capital investment and see this country rise.
Talking about that the length of time that they give the legislators.
Yeah, that one by a ridiculous that offensive.
In fact, said the president says it's too much. Go back to 4 years.
It's too much. It's too much. 9 years. 9 years, that's small time. It's just too long. Look, if a kid is born today and the senator is elected today, if the senator is elected 2 times, the kid will be out of high school 18. While he's still in office. This is mind-boggling. This is like, whoa. So this one person, if he's a total idiot, will decide the direction of this child's life for the duration of 18 years. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Our country is just not.
It's just mind-boggling that we even do that to this country.
But I think the saddest thing also is that the people who are electing these senators and representatives, I don't understand if they're cognizant of the time frame they're giving them. Like 9 years, it's like there's nobody else there. You get in 2 terms, that's 18 years. It's like no one else is there to take up the responsibility of what they're gonna do. It's just it's unrealistic. That time frame is just so unrealistic.
Yeah. It's the unrealistic part, Sis Glennie, that's not what bothers me. It's the danger. It's literally an existential threat to this country. Because the first 9 years, almost everybody who's giving 9 years, they sit down for the first 7 years and do absolutely nothing. Because they believe I get 9 years. They get moving from here for 9 years. I don't know who made them believe that. Let me tell you, Liberian people, your constitution, Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution, is very straightforward. It says all powers. It doesn't say some, all power I best stay in the people. If the people deem it necessary at any time of their choosing, whenever they so please, they can change anything in the Constitution anytime they so want. The people have the ultimate power. Anything the Constitution said is irrelevant as long as the people want to change it.
Yeah.
So don't sit there and allow somebody to tell you, say, oh, I got 9 years. They can't move me from here. That ain't true, yeah. You can move anybody, including the president of the republic, whenever the people so choose.
So true. So true.
We sit down and say, oh, and we'll just wait. Let me wait.
You know, sometimes I can't blame the people, you know. It's like, so these people that are in power for 9 years, many of them, they don't educate the people. They don't do any civic engagement. What they do is they just sort of are in it for themselves. Like they build little things like toilets, well, you know, and then eventually when it's time for them to get reelected, they go and give, you know, $10, $20 t-shirt, back arrest, you know. And if you you know, state of poverty, that back arrest, you will take it. And you
take it, and I get it. But the other friends they designed it that way intentionally. I believe this is by design. And what they do is, look, it's a strategy. And I think one thing I told you guys about Stalin, he said, listen, keep them hungry and desperate for a long time, even if you abuse them. But once in a while, you sprinkle grain of rice. He was talking about the chicken. He said human beings are controlled like a chicken. I don't care how bad you treat the chicken, pluck the hair from the chicken. When it's bleeding all around, but you still dry rest grain from it, it'll be following that rest grain. You can control them that way. And most of these guys do this to their own people. And you know, and you will have gullible Liberians saying, well, at least the man did something. And not a single one of them. And the question I always ask them is, listen, name me one person in Liberia that took his own personal money outside of government before he came to government and did something for you. Now, I'm not talking about election coming here, where you go hustle, they ain't gonna pretend. I'm talking about just out of nowhere. He just does something where he builds a university out of his own pocket and say, okay, this is the university. Whether he went from selling Wawa to building the university. And then he moves around and he throwing money in the air, they call him ATM. This is crazy. This is crazy. Not a single person in this country that has done anything substantial in any district of any kind when they did not hold government position. When they come to power, that your money they're taking and using the way they please and they pretend as though they're doing something for you. Nothing. They don't take $5 from their pocket. Don't let anyone allow to you anytime. Our job here is to open your eye, the blanket, what they put in front of your eye, my job to move that blanket so you can see clear.
Yeah.
Because not one person in the legislature or ever in Liberia history at the president level that not do anything in your community that they didn't take your money to do it while they were in power. That your money, that their own money. So don't let them lie to you. Say, oh, I bought Caterpillar and I bought 2 Dontra and I came and I fixed a row. You ought to feel row. Now the government money they take, they get them $1,000 worth of road, they eat 900. Then they take the nothing how they get to their friend, and they think saying they kind of waste more rat doors there. Now how you looking?
Yep, that's true.
And Dr. President recognize some of my people. Yeah, so you guys are on it.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I see Christina GC Masakwe. Mana Do, Baker Renzi, Morris Musa. How you doing, Morris? What's going on, brother? I see Daniel Jr. Boy Zizi. Duade. How you doing, my brother? Amy Rada. Hey, Amy. What's going on, Fanga? A long time. Glenny Jean. Oh, they won't want to show red for me. James Sa Yi Kendor. How are you doing? Joseph Cully. Sergeant Solomon Jackete. How you doing, sir? Virgo Dobe. Super as Washington Jala Felix Steele. Diamond Zulu Per Camel Hopper. What's going on, ma? Marianne, that went by very far. Wilma ST Knuckles, Mr. Knuckles. Welcome to the show. Osamuel King. How you doing, Declan T. Davis? How you doing, Madam Davis? Give Floyd. I see Ingoma Moses. What's going on, brother Moses? Apostle P. Morris Brown Sr. How are you doing, sir? Mary Finda. Yima, how are you doing? Bogman's son. Moses Cully. I see Koa Flomo. Madam Flomo, how are you doing? I see Didier. Didier, how are you doing, my sir? Armstrong B. Binda. Phineas Koniza Bombo Kotu, how are you doing, Mamua? I see Emmanuel Zoga, my brother, Mr. Zoga. What's going on, Zachary? What's going on, my man? Everything out there. Bobby Bond, Mr. Bond, how are you doing? Ambassador Prince Barkley, how are you doing? Maurice Musa, I think I said your name already. I see Raymond Ray Frank Sr. How are you doing, sir? Alexander Ashley. Mr. Ashley, what's going on? I see Martin W. Brown. I see Knowledge F. Cooper, Gabriel Daniels, Josephus Delope. How you doing, sir? Jeremy Mitchell. I see Wendell Aldridge. I see Victoria Blambo Cooper. Everybody, man, from across this country. I see Francis Carter. Welcome to the show up in Riverside. I don't know where you are, Grand Crew County. How you doing out there in Sando in Maryland? Bonjour, Zoe Drew, the great Zoe Drew from Mama Jida, Nima County. To the people of Nima County, welcome to the show. Mark Gibby, Bone County, all across to my beloved Bumming County, Grand Kima. You're welcome, Bapulu. Everybody, man, you come. Let's talk Liberia. Some of the stuff we say here, you're not going to like it. Whatever we do here, you may not have to like it, but our intention here is simple. To push Liberia even small so it can get a little better. Now, sometimes that small pushing will push some people out of the way. It's going to hurt some feelings. And those feelings, when they get hurt, and that hurt forces you to change for the better. Pastor man say, they can make me happy by way. We will agitate. We will shake the tree a little bit.
I just can't speak it fluently. I can't
So,
understand it.
it gives me great joy. Let me translate. It gives me great joy when I agitate. And then a representative sits down, introspection, and say, you know what, wrong? That Opa Mayor, he's right. I'm going to my district and I'm going to live with my people. I'm going to serve my people more. I'm going to ask them questions. I'm going to make decisions that change their lives all the way in District Number 1 in Sesto. And I'm going to say to my people, my existence is to serve you because I represent you. I have a job to do. And that job is to go to the legislature so we can have proper schools in Sano County. That is your job. That is your existence for the duration of your tenure. For the entire time that you have given up to serve the Liberian people, your singular job is not to serve you. It is to elevate the people. It's to make Mankebe life a little better. It's to move the poo-poo water from down water side. Yeah, to move the poo-poo water. That's your job. It's to make sure the trash is not filled up in real life. It's to make sure when town public school is not leaky. It's to make sure not to give you an expensive vehicle that you ordinarily cannot afford. And in 1,000 years, you cannot buy a Suburban. But now all of a sudden, you be shot. Then you post sorry, or way people might get from in your way. Something wrong with you? That car you ought to buy it before. You take the people money now, you're getting a B shot. You stop celebrating these so-called B shots in this country. You the one making them feel that they're demagogue. They are the B man. That is, oh my man, the honorable coming. You are only honorable to the extent that whatever you do for the people is honorable. If you are not doing honorable things, you are dishonorable. And you should be shamed because you do not serve the people. You serve your own personal interest, your own. The thing I want to say, let me hear you, Dave. Glendy, coming.
It's good to be on. Lots is happening. A lot of things. We saw some, lots of. I watched a video today about the people in Banga, the returnees.
Oh,
I think they're doing catch up now and doing damage control. There was an interview. I think Spoon TV carried it. I watched it. I think they were interviewing some of the returnees there, and the man was saying they don't have soap, they don't have basic necessity things that they need. He alluded to the fact that one agency or NGO took soap and things to them there about a few days ago. So it's almost like what we were saying yesterday. This conversation continues. We will hope that the government will come up front and center on this issue. Those people stay out of the country for so many years, and they have returned, and the experience now is just unbelievable. So, what is even interesting is that no one is. And then I saw another story with the police claiming that the people in the returnees in Banga, they're now acquitting them to the different crimes that's happening. The police person that was there saying, oh, they're getting complaints, they've arrested some of them, and just it's just unbelievable what we're hearing. We just hope that they're not stigmatizing those people. The people have been stigmatized a lot, being out of your country for so long. They return not by their choice, because they didn't have anywhere else to go, and they've returned. And we hope that the Liberian government can show them the love that they need so that they feel comfortable at home again. But it's just difficult.
Yeah, I'm having difficulty thinking about why, a group of people in the LCCC didn't brainstorm the processing of people coming back to Liberia, Liberians coming back to Liberia. I mean, no matter how emergent this situation was, because some people said, okay, they didn't know it came upon them in a quick fashion, but it requires brainstorming that you have to address the medical needs, the social needs, the financial needs, the housing need. I mean, there's all these needs. You have to sit down and process, imagine, and say, guys, if you just came from another country and your own Liberians came back to Liberia, what do you think they might need? How are we going to at least welcome them so that it can fit into society? But it seems like this is a disjointed kind of repatriation process that just happened. I don't know what happened, but I hope we learn from this, because I understand that there will be several groups of people going to different parts of the country, that we will not be making the same mistake that we made with this group.
Yeah, Dr. Francine, I mean, just to push forward what you just stated, we have to, and Sis Glennie as well, we have to embrace our brothers and sisters that are coming back home. I don't know, like I said the last time, the Sister Liberian Refugee Repatriation or the Internal Affairs Ministry. There are several people, and I watched the video as well, they're complaining. And guys, you out there across the country, these are Liberian citizens. That means they're your brothers and sisters. You have to embrace them 100%, and speak to them directly in a way that they feel welcome back home. We have to incorporate them. Obviously, the government has to take the lead for this, but the community chairmen, whatever these people are in your community, you have to go the extra mile to incorporate them. Help them whatever way you can, and to the extent where it does not burden you, obviously. But if you can help them to make sure they make the transition. We all been refugees. I still remember the feeling when we left Liberia for the very first time of my life. 1990, you cross the border into Ivory Coast and you're in a whole nother environment. You don't know where you're going. So this is crazy. So we have to put our hands around them and welcome them back into the country. But the government must do its due diligence and actually take the lead on this, because this is very important. Stanton, man, welcome to the show, bro.
Mr. Dwelly, it's always good to see you, man. When I see you, I'm happy.
Yes.
When I see you in studio, I'm happy. Glennie, I hope you're not going on any other show, though. If you have to go on show, then we can excuse you from Spoon Talk.
Wait. Glennie, no, Stanton, wait. Stanton, since Glennie, I got a question for you. Did Stanton ever ask you for a Jew and you refuse?
Don't worry about him. The man where you got people yesterday, he said you chief cook. I will ignore the man today. I told you, dog. I said, what you got at me with big on.
I know what.
How people can say, Stanton and Glennis to that pharmacist.
How beautiful Glennie looks today.
No, but listen, Dwado. Man, I'm an operational. I can't operate and go to Glennie. Glennie is a tell-all. She will tell all my business.
Look at the person that calling somebody tell-all.
Yeah, she will tell all my business. Listen, if I rather I operate alone. Dwado, I like you. I operate alone.
Why you coming here and I up on you now, Dwado? He like you. Don't take that. And I'm no compliment.
Dwado, you just made a mistake that you put her in the car and went to the studio with her. Don't do it again.
I mean, I said you thinking to do.
Look at that. I'm thinking, yeah. But I will say this to everyone, though. No, Glennie. If you gotta go on any other show, then you just gotta go. Don't be between 2-3 shows in a day time. Don't do that.
You belong to every Spoon. Thursday. I do GBC.
I'm saying
my own personal stuff. So stop.
You belong to Spoon now. Leave all this Kakalika story for real. But I want to say, Glennie, it's good to see you, Mr. Dwado. That was special.
You laughing?
You want me to call you that originally? Say I call you that a special. But let me say this, folks. We got a listen, Dwado. We got a huge story coming up. Listen, I've been trying to ignore my call. Dwado. food, I know they call them Futa or Furani, the rest importer, Futa, right? I think that's the name. So we pulled up some analysis sheet yesterday. I think, yeah, Glennie, you saw it because before you left, you saw it. And the analysis sheet that we put up, Dwadu, Futa management said we were wrong. So you know what happened? We managed to get the lease agreement to prove our story. You don't dare, you don't try to play Yakai with Spoon Talk. These guys are owing almost $9 million, just Futa alone. We are not talking about the other rest importers. They are owing the Freeport and the Liberian government almost $9 million. Then can you adjust? Yeah, they want to see your face, please. We don't want to see your head tap.
In the Marine?
I'm facing my camera, man.
You said I was a Chico in the Marine?
Remember yesterday talk. Wait, Glennie, face your camera, man. Why you don't spoil the show back? No. The people here to see me. That old story, my man, we move on by the old story. Yeah. Old story, man. Yeah, I heard that you were Chief Cook and Uncle Sam were Chief Cook. I don't know which one of you, but I heard it and I passed it on to the people. You were Chief Cook. But at that old story, man, not bad, but man, you Basso man. Basso fucking cook. But you made a mistake. You were speaking Basso to the captain in the Marine, the man that were Jewish man. You were speaking Basso to him. He said, "What are you saying?" He said, "What are you saying?" So, well, that's okay, folks. Let's get to the story. I know Dwadu will talk about his position in the Marine. You know me. I went there 4 days. I just took myself off because I know that I wasn't prepared to go to Afghanistan. So I just let it be. I got my mind made up. So I have to withdraw.
Who are going to say to Afghanistan, sir?
So
who are going to say that?
Look, Lenny.
You said it before. Come and feel sorry for you. Nobody's going to
if people are going to be on Mr. Samuel Afghanistan, I'm going to shoot myself in the leg just to come back home. I'm going to shoot myself in the rifle just to come back home as a handicap. I'm big here. But let's just say this. Welcome to the show. It's good to have every one of you. We're going to be having a jam-packed studio today. We have representatives coming to tell us why they failed on the LRRC, the returnees. They're going to speak on it. They failed. The Bob County caucus failed. Okay, we said that yesterday. Patrick Woolsey have failed. We said that yesterday. But the biggest story here, Dwadu, the government of Liberia through its justice ministry have recommended to the executive branch through Sylvester Grisby that they should drop all charges against Metex. Mm-hmm. I want us to start with this story. I am saying it. The Solicitor General, his name is Fayad. I think Augustine Fayad. He recommended to the Justice Minister, Oswald Twe, that the government have no merit in the charges against Metex, so they should drop all pending charges, all, and allow Metex to proceed. That's the recommendation to Sylvester Grisby and the executive branch. And then we begin to ask, the investigation by Amara Conan and Edwin Melvin Snow, what became of that investigation? Samuel Jackson is celebrating. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. He called me 4 times. I refused to answer because I don't want no headache.
Damn it. They phantom walking test story.
Except your name is not Samuel Jackson in my phone. You called me 4 times today. I refused to answer.
Look at you.
Because I knew you were trying to celebrate with this Metex story. But let's get back to the story. I will share the document with you guys. And I just hope and only hope that this is not true. That the government of Liberia, through the Minister of Justice, Minister Twe, that's his name, that spent 6 weeks in America on medical leave and attending family events, went back home and accepted the document from the Solicitor General, and they have sent that document to Sylvester Grisby, that the government of Liberia should drop all pending charges against Metex and allow Metex to proceed. While I'm getting ready to so I'm going to share the document with you guys. I know you're asking for it, but let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and hear from you. Uncle Sam, I want to make you first on this one because you were speaking to this thing very seriously. You said the government would drop charges, and here we are. Let's hear you, Uncle Sam. We'll bring in Honorable Eugene Foley after this round.
Stanton, M-O-N-E-Y. 5 letters in the English alphabet. That's what driving the agenda in Liberia. That's what has driven the agenda in Liberia since 1847. That's it. Nothing more and nothing else. When money mixes with ineptitude, incompetence, lack of compassion, lack of patriotism, dishonesty, do you see the results? Stanton, you all have to be bitter. You fought for change. The changes that were on your list, Metex, CTN, recover asset, fight drugs, all of those things that you fought for have been completely compromised. Completely compromised. I mean, in your hearts of hearts, you must be bleeding. And basically me, I'm not going to be gloating to say I told you so, because I don't want to be like the bad news bear. But I know my country center. I've been this thing for 50 years, since 1974. I know the psyche of Liberian people. They cannot, and they're incapable of change. They're incapable of change. They cannot change. They will never change. And anything that we do is basically just scratching the surface of development. And Dwalu, my own bastard brother there, I know your heart. Glennie, I know your heart. Dr. Richardson, I know your heart. I know what you guys want for Liberia. You're disappointed, but you can't be as strident as I am because you stay hoping against hope. I'm 70, going to 71 in July. I am not going to hope against hope. I'll just take it as it comes, do whatever I can do to enjoy the last days of my life and just coexist with the rottenness in the society. That's all I'm going to get. That's all I'm going to see.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. Again, welcome to the show. Please share our program. I want you guys to comment on each conversation I will bring forth. We're going to share with you. I want your opinion, your question. Please use our information bags and send us your opinion, your comment. We really need it. We'll be bringing in Honorable Eugene Cody after this round. He's the district representative for the district where you have the LRRC. We got to talk to him. But let me say this to you, Mr. Dwadu. You read the first page of the document. Let's hear you quick, man. Let me, as a matter of fact, let me put it up. I want our folks to follow the conversation. Let me put it up. And please, we have some good people out there that really want this country to change. So whatever the thing necessary, they bring forth the information. To consider N. Oswald Tway, Minister of Justice and Attorney General, from Councillor Augustine C. Fayad, Solicitor General destined. He have not been commissioned now. Okay, so he destined. Subject, Government of Liberia versus Metex Scientific. This was done May 24th, 2024. We've been holding on this information because we wanted to just find out everything. And it was delivered to Sylvester Grisby, the Chief of Staff to the President, Minister of State. I want us to read this first paragraph. We can go through the background, the summary, everything. But you have it. Please, let's read it, and then we'll bring in Dwadu. But ladies and gentlemen, every one of you that follow us, this is big. This is huge. Okay? The government of Liberia, through the Minister of Justice, recommending told the president that they should drop all charges against Metex Scientific. The government of Liberia recommending to the president, President Joseph Yima Boakai, to drop all charges against Metex and proceed to give them full leeway that they can conduct business illegal. Do not charge them. Do not ask them about money in Dubai. Do not do anything as per your request. We will give you the letter that Sylvester Grisby was requesting the intervention of the Justice Ministry. So the Justice Ministry replying to Sylvester Grisby, as per your request, I have reviewed the case file of the subject litigation and also spoken to the heads of the relevant agencies of government regarding the history and relative merit of the litigation between the government of Liberia and Metex Scientific Dubai, MTX, and its subsidiary, Metex Inspection Services Liberia, Metex, based on my finding and for the reason as set forth herein below, I have come to the conclusion that the Republic of Liberia does not have a strong case to prove acts of money laundering and terrorist financing against Metex, and that it is the best interest, the government enter into a voluntary stipulation with Metex for a withdrawal of the case. I'm not a lawyer. I have asked other legal mind individuals to help us understand from 1 to 16 different bullet points. They gave their reason. But there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, Metex took the Liberian people money. The first government, they sue Metex for money laundering, financing terrorists. Which one is better? Jawea government for suing Metex, or the Unity Party government that asking that Metex charges against Metex be dropped? Remember the backdrop. The backdrop here is that Amin Model, Commerce Minister, Double Jada, LRA Bucks have asked President Boakai to accept Metex to do business as usual. Mr. Duaru, talk to us, please.
Yes, Tento, keep this up a little bit. Well, it's okay. I already memorized it. I'm going to say this to you, though. He says, based on my findings, look, I'm not going to suggest yet that Metex is guilty. But if the Justice Ministry are going to come to the Liberian people and say, based on its findings, well, what are those abstract findings? What are those findings that you're alluding to? The claims that were brought against Metex, against the President Weale administration, there were charges listed, rather, of what they were bringing those charges against Metex for. Did you address those charges? On what principles or what predicated your decision to say, you know what, Ron, we're going to drop these charges based on my findings? What are those findings, sir? Look, let's be straightforward to the Liberian people. I don't know. I'm not going to lay claims against anybody, say somebody has changed money or this is happening or that is happening. It is not my place to do that. But I'm going to say this to you. If the Liberian people are going to be treated fairly, let's be just. What has Metex done in Liberia? The accusation against Metex, and I won the thing, it's been plenty, all over the place. So you found absolutely nothing against Metex? This is what you're going to tell the Liberian people? Given what's transpired at the port? Stand to him, my man. That's his plenty talk.
Before we go to Sis Glenny, let me bring in Dr. Richardson, Sis Glenny, and Isidore. This is big. Okay? We have the information why Metex went to court. Why President George Manawia Former, under his government, they took Metex to court. Why now this government is recommending that Metex should walk free and do business as usual? I will send the rest of the document to you folks. We are here to dig deeper and allow the Liberian people to decide. The president have not taken a position yet on Metex. but folks within the government, big block of the government, lawmakers are recommending don't touch Metex. Dr. Francine Chenoweth Richardson.
I have two questions. How can a solicitor general go into a case and says that we don't have strong evidence to say that you are doing money laundering or financing terrorists? You're supposed to go into a case to fight to win. But you're telling us that you don't have strong evidence. What does it take for you to get strong evidence? Isn't that what you need to be asking your government to give you what it takes so that you can win this case, so that you can say, I have strong evidence to win this case? If it takes that you need maybe forensic specialists, maybe you need better lawyers, maybe you need to change the charges a little bit, the key with this, with all of the things that Metex does, because Metex is a destination inspector, with all of the charges that we see that they ask us they have added to the people's shipment, that those are the only two things that they don't have evidence to fight them against. So I'm a little bit confused here with what they're doing.
Thank you, Glenny. Everybody's so confused, Glenny. What's going on here?
I'm equally confused. It's like with all of the noise that's being made to get to this decision today, it's unbelievable.
Can we mute ourselves? Somebody phone call coming in, please.
It's completely unbelievable to have all of these things that we've heard, people going back and forth talking, and then we get to this today. It's like, so people can just decide to adjudicate a case at their office desks. Like, Westwick can say, free their person, and you just free them, and there's no due process or nothing for the community what the community dwellers.
Let me get you, hold on 1 minute. Clearly. Is there a phone call coming from the studio, Diamond? Can we please mute?
Oh, there is no phone call here. Not from the studio.
Okay. But can we do something with our cell phone, please? Glenny, continue now.
It's just mind-boggling to hear what we're hearing today and to get to this place. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That you can just take someone that, based on what we're hearing, that Sylvester Grisby can suggest to the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia to do this.
No. Sylvester Grisby asked the intervention of the Minister of Justice, and that's the right thing to do. Okay?
Yes.
And this is why I'm not going to be Sylvester Grisby on it. You said, listen, we have a problem. We need legal backing. Tell us which direction to go. That's Sylvester Grisby. He wrote them a letter. And every ministry would do the same thing.
But why is he doing it that way? Why is he not just referring with, okay, even if that's the proper way, if he referred them to do that, why are they just closing it on that and not going through a case, through a proper case?
Yeah, but you can bring Sylvester Grisby in on this one. He's doing his job. Let's talk about Augustine Fire, the Solicitor General designate. Let's talk about Minister Oswald Toy.
Okay.
They are now recommending to Sylvester Grisby, listen, you asked us to do something. You know, I'm not Sylvester Grisby's friend, but let me say that, let's set this up right. Mr. Minister, you asked us to do something. These are our findings. We don't think we have enough evidence to continue the legal case against Metex. That's the reply now. They are sending back to Sylvester Grisby. Here is the reply. They are sending back to Sylvester Grisby. Read the background, read the summary. As a conclusion of an international competitive bidding, and we will go through it because the people need to be informed. Let me bring in Isaac Doe because Mambe just went off. Former Deputy Minister Isaac Doe, talk to us.
Sweet water. Hello, my people. It's nice to be on. I came in studio and I met Duado in there, and I said, no, Duado, I don't want to be seeing your face. So I'm going in another studio. So I left Duado and I came in another studio. Because I won't be seeing Duado.
Yeah, you're in Fabric Studio.
I'm in Fabric Studio right now because I was coming from town to stop. Because when Duado is telling me he don't know who to blame now, he know what's going on. I said, Duado, I don't want to see your face. But let me drink some water. Let's come to the truth of life. One of my teachers once told me that on the paper, you can round up 5.5 to 6 in your hands. When you put $5.50 there, it will never turn to $6 until you put 50 cents on it. So there's a difference between propaganda, lies, and governance. I've said this in the chat room, and this is serious. When do we come to a place to apologize to the Liberian people for the lies, for the propaganda? One of the things that brought this rescue government to power was the belief that Samuel Twe and George Weah were stealing money from Metex and sending it to Qatar. We didn't say it. You said it. We don't go out around talking like toddlers causing noise. We do governance the way it should do. We're wearing around talking, but our government took Metex to court. The same Metex that you rescued folks ran Campino and said Samuel Twe and George, we are taking money from them, was the same Metex that Samuel Twe and George we are took to court. You, who were all around the place saying we were taking money from them, you are telling us, no, a lot of good in the people, good men, let them go ahead, let them enjoy, let them do business. Every lie buried under the ground will always rise. Day by day, night by night, the truth of the lies that were told in the past will come to light. Is someone not ashamed today that your rescue government is telling us, Mete ain't do nothing, no that lie. Someone ain't no money, man, no joy, ain't no money, that lie will lie, man, that people go. It is one stage of embarrassment from embarrassment from embarrassment. And when I listen to my own brother Duado, you know, I get nothing to see, man. I know to blame on, man. I listen to Duado doing the campaign, man. Duado was vocal. George, they go to Metex, they take money, they carry it to Qatar. Oh, brother, your Solicitor General is telling us, Alan, they're not true. But you didn't even get the courage to apologize. I wish you were man enough to do that. And I can tell you, like I've always said, George Weah will be my man because I know what he did for the country. And majority of the people know that. That's the reason why we will always defend what he did against all of the lies. Even in our last grave, we will continue to do that. But shame, all people should be shamed.
And we respect that, but again, let's talk within the confine of about 2 minutes because we have Eugene Cody will be joining us, and it's going to be very interesting tonight. Mr. Abula Mame, let's talk about Metex on this issue.
Stanton, you see, I will tell you this. I said to say the truth, and we can always say, crushed to the ground will rise. Where is the truth? I will not sit on this show and allow anybody to misinterpret or manipulate historical account of what happened with Metex in Liberia. There are two issues here that people are attempting to manipulate. How did Metex go to court? Who took Metex to court? Metex was taken to court by George Weah administration on allegation of money laundering and terrorist financing. So George Weah administration said Metex was using Metex's money to finance terrorists and to engage into money laundering. That's what George Weah said. Why did George Weah say so? Why did he say so? Is what we use during the campaign. During the campaign, everybody raised issue on why BVAC was leaving Liberia and Metex was coming to Liberia. The story was, it was because George Weah was using a third party between Metex and George Weah to receive funding, and that third party was based in Ghana. So the funds that Metex will collect pass to the third party and then come to George Weah. That was the argument. It was established later that the third party started duping Weah and were not passing the money back to Weah when Metex was remitting to the third party. The third party will receive the money from Metex and not pass it over to Weah and Twe.
But maybe we know all this. Well, what's your point here? No, we know all this. Yama. What's your point?
My point is, it was because the money was not getting to where it's supposed to get. That's how the Weah administration indicted Metex for money laundering and terrorist financing and froze Metex account. We did not put crime on Metex. What the justice did today was to say the allegation. Let's
meet ourselves. Let's show some respect, please. Let allow the brother to speak.
What the solicitors to write and say, George Weah allegation on Metex, that Metex was using its money to finance terrorists. At this point in time, we don't have evidence on that. George Weah allegation against Metex, that Metex was using its money for money laundering. We don't have evidence on that. That is what the letter said. Two things the letter said. We don't have evidence on George Weah claim that Metex was financing terrorists. We don't have evidence on George Weah claim that Metex was engaged into money laundering. What that investigation did not ask for was the relationship between Metex and Weah. And that is why we remain unresolved. Up to now, we continue to maintain that there was a relationship between Weah and Metex. Weah was duped in that relationship, and it was against that background that he froze Metex account. We are saying we don't have evidence on the allegation that they were using their money to finance terrorists.
No, you were cutting me off. Take the boy Yama for this place, please. What
like to
so when I do that, we gotta allow Mama to talk. But Mama, though, on the very serious. I beg you, Uncle Sam. You're waiting for that. Let Mama finish. Mama, proceed, please. Finish up.
So in my closing, it was Weah. That's the summary. It was Weah that accused Metex of using money to finance terrorists. It was Weah that accused Metex of using money for money laundering. Our Solicitor General is saying, at this point in time, we don't have evidence on Weah claims. However, the speculation that we used was there was a relationship between Weah and Metex, and Weah was using that relationship to get money. We later realized that Metex was not transferring the money to Weah. Weah got angry and blocked Metex account in Liberia and charged them for money laundering and terrorist financing. Regarding trade, we still maintain that Metex is not performing, and therefore the government should see reason to investigate why BVAC left and why Metex came. We maintain that. But whether they engaged into terrorist financing that we are accused them for, we don't have evidence on that.
Mama, I don't know what you have evidence on. You don't have evidence on. First of all, Justice Minister, I beg you, let me set this up. And I think Representative Cody, it's interesting that you want to be part of this conversation too. Let me just bring it in, not to keep it in the back. Then we'll talk about the LRRC. Mama, I think people are saying that you're in error on this one, though.
What are you talking?
Let me ask you. I will ask you fairly, Mama. You think the recommendation by the Justice Minister to drop all legal allegations against Metex is unique? No, they have taken the right decision?
They didn't say all allegations. They said they don't have evidence that Metex is using the money to finance terrorists. They don't have evidence that Metex is using her own money for money laundering. What we know, and we maintain on and have not changed from the campaign to today, is that Weah has a relationship with Metex that he used to take BVAC out of
the government. Let's forget about Weah now. Let's forget about Joe Weah. Should this government drop all charges against Metex? Because that's the government that took Metex to court.
No, this is not the government that told Meta to quote.
No. That's the Liberian government told Meta to quote. This is Liberian government.
Correct. So
correct. Should the Liberian government drop all charges against Metex?
The charge against Metex that Metex is using her money to finance terrorists is what the government is saying they don't have evidence on. But the charge that Metex is into bad business practice in Liberia and should leave, that charge is genuine. We maintain that.
You who maintain that? You who maintain that?
I'm saying I maintain that.
But the Justice Department is saying drop all charges against Metex. I'm going to say the rest of the document, but let's go ahead. Let them welcome. I beg you. I got to welcome the honorable man first. And, you know, we know that.
I'm a man. I don't welcome.
Yeah, we know our crowd of man, but let's give him some due respect here. I will come to you as go ahead. Go ahead, real quick.
So, Mame, thank you for talking yama. I just want to get your little point. Maybe I'm like going looking upward. So the argument that Metex was giving George Weah millions of dollars because they were in business, that argument is there. The Justice Minister in Togo, they said they dropped money laundering and terrorist financing charges, right? Make it short.
Yes, so it's short.
Okay. So, Mame, you answer A. Thank you. Answer A. Wait now. The Honorable Kaduka. Mame, what is money laundering?
You want me to answer you, or you just want to ask questions and disrupt?
Brother. Okay. George Weah was illegally taking millions of dollars from Metex, meaning that money going to George Weah was being siphoned through an illegal way. George Weah government charged them for money laundering. You say no, Justice Minister is saying. What is money laundering?
Justice Minister was asked to give an opinion on the charge against Metex. 2 charges.
Yeah, what is money laundering?
Terrorist financing and money laundering.
What is money laundering?
Justice Ministry is saying they do not have evidence that Metex.
Yeah, what is money laundering?
Hey, brother.
Answer my question.
No, but give Mohammed a chance. Give Mohammed a chance.
What is money laundering?
Papa, stop. No, guys. Then I have to pause you now. You ask a unique question. Give the brother a chance to answer without fighting.
All right, go ahead. Answer, Mohammed. Answer, brother. Answer.
George Weah accused Metex of using its money to finance terrorists and engage into money laundering. The Solicitor General is saying, as far as we have found on the file that was in court, we cannot find evidence that Metex was engaged into terrorist financing and money laundering. That's what the justice said. That's what the solicitor said.
So what is money
allegation? I will not define money laundering for you, brother. The allegation.
Just stop. I say, don't make it short to me. Yeah. But now you're not only asking the question for acid, though.
Thousands of people listening.
Mama, continue, please.
The allegation that we have pushed BVAC out and brought Metex in because there was a relationship between Weah and Metex, such that a third party was receiving money on behalf of Weah. That allegation remains strong. However, that allegation was never taken to court. It's not a subject of court investigation. That allegation is a subject of public investigation. We in the public argue that Weah took BVAC out and brought Metex in because Weah had a relationship with Metex and were using third party to receive money for that benefit. That was our argument. It was never taken to court. The argument that was taken to court was money laundering and terrorist financing.
So what is money laundering?
I want to bring in Mr. Duado. I'll bring in the honorable man. Welcome to the show.
You just said,
I said, don't make this about you now.
You just said 1,000 people listen. Stanton, I beg you. Stanton, we can't do this. Stanton, you just said 1,000 people listen. Stanton, you listen to your brother talking yama, and you want 1,000 people to listen. Mame, once you siphon money in the economy through an illegal means is money laundering.
It's money laundering.
So if George Weah
No, but what the illegal means here?
George Weah was using a third party to take money from Metex and money laundering. So that is what
we understand that, guys. Let's move on. Minister Dole, thank you. Minister Dole, thank you. Together we're going to welcome Honorable Eugene Cuddy. I know you are here to discuss the LRRC, but I want you to just sit back and allow us to push this story a little further, and we'll bring you in, Honorable Cuddy. Let me bring back Mr. Eduardo. We'll come to you, Uncle Sam, Becky, and we'll go to our sisters. I want to put this up, Mr. Eduardo. All right? I put this in the chat room. Conclusion and recommendation. This is what they sent to Sylvester Grisby. Okay? I want everybody to enjoy themselves. Please read it. That's why I was sent to Sylvester Grisby. Conclusion and recommendation. So it is important for Mami to now follow through, and also important for ASEDO to follow through, because this is exactly what was signed by Councillor N. Oswald Tway, Minister of Justice, AG. His conclusion, his signature, one. Hey man, what are you swinging it right again for? Hold on, folks.
It's to the audience, the radio audience.
Yeah, please read it, Eduardo. I beg you, because my phone just did something wrong.
Okay. It says conclusions and recommendations. In view of the above, that they won't wait until in front for and say we're not going to charge them. It is our considered view and recommendation that as there is no concrete, strong, and compelling evidence to support the prosecution of the case, the government of Liberia withdraws its appeal and remove the freezing order. The prosecution is not supported by the fact that the law, and there is a serious risk that government of Liberia may not prevail.
Hold on. Let's see what number one. I beg you. Let's understand number one. Are they separating any of the litigation here, Dualu?
No, well, we don't know that yet in number one. But number one, the government is saying if we go to court, we're not win.
And what is number one? Number one is starting what? What is number one talking about?
Number one saying, the evidence presented by the case from the previous administration is not sufficient. It's not concrete enough to hold these people to account. And if they go to court, they're going to lose. That's number one. So, and there is a serious risk that government of Liberia may not prevail. Number two, that instead of risking losing a clearly unmeritorious and baseless case against an investor, government of Liberia should authorize Ministry of Justice to execute a stipulation with Metex Liberia, withdrawing the appeal pending before the Supreme Court of Liberia. So they said before we disgrace ourselves, we're not even going to go there. We'll just let it go free. That's what number two said. Number three, that subsequent to the withdrawal of the appeal, government of Liberia makes a determination as to whether Metex Liberia has violated or breached the terms of the DI agreement, for which the direct DI agreement can either be reviewed by the parties or terminated for said violation or breach. So they say the information, the agreement that Metex had with the government of Liberia, they can go back to review it to see if there is anything that I'm making sense there, that they can restructure that agreement if need be. Now, my thing here is, Stanton, you came back to me. The justifications given for withdrawing the case, to me, they are not sufficient, because what they are saying here, they say, well, we may not be able to win this case based on what? You say that the evidence is not concrete. What evidence was presented by the previous administration? What was the evidence presented? Because if President Weah's administration are saying to the people of Liberia that terrorist financing, these are serious cases, that money laundering, they're taking legitimate money and putting it into illegitimate means, or they're cleaning that money to make sure it goes into the offshore accounts and other bank accounts. The government should have presented sufficient evidence to show that this is what is happening. Did the government present that evidence, and the government is now unwilling to follow that evidence? What is going on here? Just by saying there is not concrete evidence, when you cannot substantiate that evidence to the Liberian people, it raises tremendous eyebrow. Now, my brother Ozzy spoke to the fact that I was saying, oh, President, we had in London money. We all know what's been happening to Metex. Some of the claims that's been made by my brother Ozzy, he knows the fact. The we administration were using the likes of what you call the CT scan and Metex to fund the money out of this country, and we all know this. This is not something that was hitting. The only reason why all the brouhaha came about when it came time when Metex decided not to pay up to President Weah and the likes of Twe, they knew they may not be coming back to power. President Weah then wanted a cut. So they say, no, we're going to take this man to court and pre-freeze the account. And the money they get in the country will just take that money. That's why the account was frozen. And also, too, though, the government of Liberia has unfreeze that account. Metex can take all the money and carry it anywhere they want to get. How you looking? Stand on.
Thank you very much, and thank you for reading that very well for our folks to understand. Let me bring in one of our sisters, then we can go back to Uncle Sam. Dr. Richardson, you go. But Dr. Richardson, before you lay this up, we just received another information. I don't know, I cannot confirm it. The Metex went into a plea agreement, some form of plea agreement, to tell it all on George Weah. And again, I cannot confirm this. So someone watching the show, they say, Mama is coming from a place here. And Mama, they want you to explain further that Metex have agreed to tell it all with the money transferring with the past government. You see Uncle Sam life, he wants for more information.
No.
So based on that, Uncle Sam, I'm finished. Yeah, but Uncle Sam, finished. You want for more information?
What calling me, man? She want me to go pick her up from the salon. Stop it, man.
Oh, better go pick her up now.
No. I will wait for 10. I told her wait. She want to.
So somebody just told me that Metex have exposed some very sensitive information on the past government, and they are in some kind of plea agreement, a special kind of plea agreement to tell it all on the past government. That's why this government trying to drop charges against them. I cannot confirm, I cannot deny. Dr. Richardson, this is getting interesting by the second.
So if Metex knows information about George Weah, and because they are willing to tell on George Weah, and this government is saying that we are going to drop all charges, I think that's not speaking in the interest of the Liberian people.
Right.
Because we know, like in the third recommendation said that there is a possibility that the contract, the destination inspection contract, the DI agreement, was breached. There's a possibility that agreement that Metex had with Liberia was breached. They are asking for that contract to be reviewed or to be terminated. Okay, so we know that Metex, if they are saying in their recommendation that Metex was not doing a good job in the interest of Liberian people, and if they are saying that Metex going to tell all on George Weah,
I really don't believe that, Dr. Richardson. I think somebody tried to put a spin here. I really don't believe this second statement, but I had to read it because they just sent me a document, which I'll try. Although I'm not saying they are lying, but Glenny, Dr. Richardson, I know you come to finish up. I don't believe it. That Metex telling all. I don't believe it.
I think it's true.
I'm just trying to say is that the last recommendation, it is clear that there's some issue with the agreement. You know, a lot of Liberians have complained time and time again. So I believe that should be reviewed or should be terminated, and it should be studied to see how did Metex breach the contract with Liberia. So, you know, that's what I have to say.
Thank you. We want to bring in Glenny. I know Uncle Sam wanted to talk before he pick his wife up, but let me bring in Glenny real quick. Glenny, I don't believe that though, that they want to tell it all. Let's go back to what they were accused of. Let's go back to the things that was done, and it didn't help the Liberian people. Let's just talk about it. Metex have an overseas account, 100%. They had it. Dubai, the account is there. Metex have family members now, maybe, I don't know if Representative Cody is part of them, in the legislature. Metex have all the uncles and the cousins and narrative in there that are making things easier for Metex. I mean, it's shocking today that the Justice Ministry recommended to drop charges against Metex.
But you have to be very careful. And when I think about what Mommy said and this second statement, it's possible that is why they drop charges, because it could mean that the person to convict here is not Metex if they were doing something under the instruction of the Liberian government. So we have to be very careful and critical when we're hearing this story and hearing this second portion. So I got two text messages that Stanton has the second part right. The second story that Stanton just gave is the correct story. So you can now conclude that what Mame is saying is actually correct, and that would be the only caveat to why the Liberian government now would drop all charges on Metex and say we're going to proceed this way. We didn't find any evidence that they were guilty because they were being told to do this. So we have to look at it that way.
Thank you. Uncle Sam, then we'll bring in our representative, Cody.
So let's call this, by the UP apologists, unadulterated poppycock, baloney, balderdash. And this is the reason why. You are saying that this Metex was in collusion with George Weah in getting kickback, as Mame said. And the only way to get kickback, the money has to be laundered before you get the kickback. It can't be done on the books. So if it cannot be done on the books, it is money laundering. Then you are saying that these are now the charges, and now you are doing what? You are doing what? You are getting Metex as a cooperating witness against the previous government. And this is the pretext you want to use to maintain Metex on the book. This is complete poppycock. Nobody paid their school fee, y'all. Nobody. I
don't know where you can come from all these words.
Yeah.
Which one is that again?
That's it.
I think I'll move on today.
You are saying the Metex that was excoriated, that was maligned as laundering money and giving kickback to George Weah. You are now going to do business with them on the fulcrum, on the foundation that there will be a state witness against George Weah. And because there will be a state witness against George Weah, you are willing to do what? Forgive all of the transgressions that you said they were involved in. This is nonsense.
Nobody said they were involved in. George Weah indicted them. Don't say we say. It was George Weah who indicted them.
Let me finish, my man. When you're talking about it, nobody
stop you. Poppycock is profanity.
No, that's okay. No. Stop interrupting Uncle Sam now. I will say profanity. Yeah, but
let me go do my errand. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yes, bye.
I'll see you.
All right. Come back, Uncle Sam. Let me colleague. I got to bring you Representative Cody. Representative Cody, welcome to the show. It's good to have you. This is what we do here. But you're a representative, man, from Bon County. I know you've been following the Metex story. It's not strange to you. Man, before we even get to the disaster act that you guys carry on in Bon County with our triple RSC and the returnees, what's your take on this Metex story that the government of Liberia want to drop all charges?
Okay, so thank you so much. And let me say thanks to all of you, especially to my mother, Mother Regency, who the last time, we're not on the same path, but I hope today tonight we will be on the same path. Though I won the case already, but so that is good for my people. And section 42 section 42 says, I already spoke on that. Indeed, the land in that place is area that belongs to the people, so that is clear. And to the issue of Metex, on a very serious note, I don't want to talk about it because I'm trying to do some background investigation, and of course, if I'm done then I will have something to say about it.
So all this time you've been working, you know anything about Metex?
So that's why I said I know something, but to sit here and tell you yes, of course, I will go into detail. No, I don't want to say that. So when I'm done, of course, I will do a comeback.
What do you know concerning Metex?
Chief, I cannot say anything now about Metex until
I ask you a simple. What do you know concerning Metex?
That's why I said I cannot say anything about Metex for now.
Now, saying what you're saying for the first time, the government said we want to drop all charges against Metex. You think they are in the right direction?
I don't know
until
I can go back and do my own investigation and come back to you.
Have you done business with Metex?
I don't even know what they call Metex.
You don't know what they call Metex?
I don't know.
We have so many clips from the House floor that you guys have discussed Metex before.
So there's a reason
you don't know why it's called Metex?
So some communication entered the flow, and I know nothing about it. I had to explain myself.
Were you off that day when you were discussing Metex?
I can't even remember the day.
But you don't know nothing about Metex.
That's why I say I don't know.
Lord have mercy and send grace. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, don't you think you need to be serious with this national issue? You took power. You're the first term representative, I believe. Metex been around since Chadican time. We talk about the early stage of George Manawia. And you tell me that people you don't know anything about Metex?
On this public platform, if I tell you that I'm going to discuss Metex tonight,
I'm not saying discuss Metex. I'm saying, what do you know about Metex? You say, I don't know anything about Metex.
Until I can do my investigation, of course I will get back to you. I can say anything.
So I want to correct you. You know of Metex, but you just choose not to discuss it, correct?
No, I said.
Have you heard of Metex?
Hearing the name Metex is just.
Have you heard of Metex?
What I don't know, so I cannot explain to you.
I'm here. I see you. Have you heard of Metex?
So why did I say I heard the name Metex?
You were trying to help the man.
No, hold on. I said, I beg you, man.
We have had people that will say they won't answer our questions. What they
Isaac,
no,
he said he doesn't know what Metex is.
I am not asking him. Isaac, I'm not asking. The honorable man is right here. He representing over 25 to 50,000 Liberians.
Yes.
The only thing I ask the honorable man, you don't want to discuss Metex. Hold on, Chief. You don't want to discuss Metex. Hold on, Isaac, please. You don't want to discuss Metex. I understand, but do you know anything about Metex?
That's why I don't want to
heard of Metex. And he said no. Let's move on. Dr. Richardson wants to say something.
Yeah, I was just wondering, and I want to throw this out here: that is it possible that the previous government may have had just really lawyers who were just not prepared to come up with charges, appropriate charges for Metex, where they just kind of just put anything together? I'm just asking a question here. And so this government is saying that.
You as a representative, I know nothing about Metex.
No, I'm not asking. I was just asking the panel.
Can we fill the representative? Then we can.
Okay. I didn't know you're still on the representative.
I beg you, because we want to establish that the representative say he knows nothing about Metex. It's on the record now. We want to establish that he never heard about Metex before. So he can do his investigation. He's not talking about Metex.
It has nothing to do with what I can discuss, Chief. So the best thing we do, I think, I have to proceed with what I can do.
I mean, but once you come on the hot seat, we discuss anything. Anything that bring on the hot seat is entrapment. Once you get it, we discuss anything.
Next time, I will make sure to do the needful.
Thank you. So just pause 1 minute. We'll come to LRRC. Let me get the final thoughts of everyone real quick, because we already got to talk more about LRRC. I beg you. Mr. Duadu, I know that you got 60 more minutes before you leave us. But talk to us, your final thoughts on this issue.
I'm a final talk. I just want to Representative Charming. Is it fair to say, Representative, that you have a responsibility to know about every national issue pertaining to the country. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, sure.
And you think not knowing about Metex substantially?
No, I said I cannot discuss anything about Metex tonight.
But you suggested
you said you don't know about Metex. That's what you said.
So that's what I'm saying. Because you kept pushing me, and I said that. So I don't want to discuss anything about them tonight.
Okay, let me rephrase the question this way. Do you know what Metex does in this country?
Chief, then you will still be asking me the same question.
No, it's not the same question.
No.
You don't know what Metex does?
I have said this. I don't want to discuss.
You're not discussing Metex. You're discussing.
You're asking me the same about
No,
Metex.
it's not the same question. Having somebody running our port as it relates to the port. Do you know what Metex does?
Chief, you are still carrying me the same way. Can we leave this Metex issue when it comes to what I think to discuss?
Have you been instructed to be silent on Metex?
By whom?
That's what I'm asking.
No, but I'm telling you what I cannot do tonight.
So you're not afraid of anybody?
We're afraid of who?
So you're not afraid of anybody?
No one.
Okay, so then why when you talk about something pertaining to national
that's
issue?
what I said. I cannot talk.
It's not about Metex. It's about Liberia.
Okay, so the day I come back to discover Metex, of course, I will discover Metex, but not tonight.
And you think Metex is serving the Liberian people
I don't know.
And do you care if they're serving the Liberian people? It's a simple question, sir.
Chief, I said I cannot discuss anything about Metex tonight.
So you weren't instructed not to discuss Metex?
By whom?
That's what we want to know.
I don't know. I
Okay.
have no idea.
No, so honorable, thank you, man, for answering my question. No biggie, buddy. Senator.
Okay. Who want to go next, man?
Yeah, me. Let me just go next. So it is interesting that we don't follow the list of things that have happened. Let's hope if we have an executive government official on the show and some of us engaging them, making sure they can answer up by force, all of us will be happy and we'll let it go.
You don't have to answer.
Let me please. Right. So let me close on the Chikisu Mezwe case me and Crep story on the Metex or Soko. So Metex committed a crime against the government. Someone from the government committed a crime against the government. The two people are criminals in the crime. Rescue government came and said, "Oh, Metex, since you want to tell what crime the other guy committed, we will forgive your crime. So the other guy crime can come." Some people, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Some of these things don't require. They don't require
feedback from people, please.
Yeah, let me talk my thing. Some of these things require one eye. Just close one eye and see now. So the two people committed crime against this state. The new government can say, "No, man, we have investigated. Our conclusion to the public is that no crime." But when I say because you want to tell things about the other criminal, so your own crime, we let it go. I wish that would be ill.
Thank you, Minister Doug. Thank you very much. We're running against time. We have to go. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Please, again, thank you for joining us on every evening. We've spent maybe 10-15 minutes with the representative Cody on LRRC. We got all the information concerning the discovery that was made by Abula Mambe, roads that were to be tribal in Buffalo County, and our issue that was raised that the money was saffron, the money went in thin air, and other people ate that money. We got documents, and we'll go into that story. I also want to say to every one of you, I totally disagree that President Weah asked Metex for money, Metex gave the money and eat their own, then now Metex running to the government of Liberia and say we want to report President Weah, so set us free. I think that BS. I think that nonsense. I think that poppycock that Uncle Sam called it. Poppycock. Yes. If you define it, say nonsense. Whatever you want to call it. There will be no way that because they are after George Manawea, therefore they want to give Marcel a slack. No. Mommy, I disagree with you.
Yeah, I'll do my own opposing to. I'll get on 1 minute.
I know you will. Mommy, I disagree with you.
No
That's
problem.
a cartel. We should be very careful as rescuer. Ladies and gentlemen, we should be very careful because the people will put all the bad deeds on George Weah just to get away with something. If you don't know, now you know. They will put, listen, if you want to get by, if you want to get away with criminality, if you want to get away with stealing, if you want to get away with corruption in this government, blame George Weah. Blame the past government. I am saying it. Whosoever said that people plead bargain because they want to go after George Weah, no, that crap. I don't believe it. From the get-go, from the beginning of the show, we got document to prove, Colonel Great welcome, to prove that Amin Moda, Double Jara said, let's keep Metex. Even before they talk about the legal aspect. And you remember this?
Of course.
And you, mommy, you remember this, mommy? Even before they said, let's go to Oswald Tuer, the minister, let's go to Grace Bay, whatsoever. There are 4 recommendations. Let's keep Metex. It was a 4 recommendation. It wasn't that Metex was doing a plea backing to bring George Weah, Nick, bring Nathaniel McGill, bring Samuel Tuer. Every minister and entity director right now know that for them to get back, Glendy, they must bring George Weah in the past government. Once you put a blame on George Weah in the past government, you can do anything and just sign that check under the past government. Because we saw that George Weah in the past government. I'm not here to defend George Weah. 2029 will go against George Weah again. But it's bad for us. There is nothing undocumented, what we have read and what we have in our possession to say that the Justice Minister said, Colonel Gray, the only reason why we gave him Metex or slap because they're going after George Weah. There is nothing. My friend, my man, I said I can talk 5, 4 times a day, 100 times a day. I will tell you, you are in error. I know you sweet talk to people. I respect you for that. And people love you for that. That's why you wear postal today. By in my t-shirt. But it is wrong. That's why my man wear postal today. Because he comes to desire the Metex thing. Hey! That's why you wear postal. We have to speak truth to power, Colonel Gray. The people have created their own cartel. Metex have captured members of the legislature. That's why Honorable Eugene Cody said, I'm not talking about it. Metex have captured the House, have captured the Senate, have captured the executive. That's why people say, I can't talk about it. Amara Corner from Bapolu, the senator, were in charge to investigate Metex and CTN. The next day, they bust into his office, but he still have his report. Did the Justice Minister ask Amara Corner what he have on them? Amin Moda, Commerce Minister, Double Jara, LRA, go back to the letter. Without question, no doubt, the first recommendation to President Bouaka, keep Metex. Let's stop playing fun with the people, man. Let's stop this thing. John, we are not my friend. Like I told Glennie today, it's not Grace's fault on this one. He was doing that which he was instructed to do, and she understood it. But everyone in rescue train right now, if you're hanging and you break your foot, say that George Weah. When you're running with one hand hanging, that George Weah. When you want to bring Metex back and keep Metex, saying Metex cutting a plea deal because they want to say all about George Weah. That's nonsense. Why are we dropping charges against Metex? Arrest my case because we have to proceed. I have so many documents, and I have shared them with some lawmakers. And the reason why, if you read all of them, I'm going to put it in the chat room. Read all of them. You will see some of the baloney. How you call it, Papi? Sam Jackson, poppycock, right? Reason they gave him. Can you call that word again? I want hurt Glenny feeling. Can you call that word again?
Who feeling you were hurt? Me? Ah, big.
You are muted. You are muted, Papa. You are
That
muted.
word coming
Unmute
from
yourself.
1840.
Unmute yourself.
I
Can
say
you
it's
call
called
it
adulterated poppycock.
1840. They don't
Yeah,
even
we'll
use it
say.
around here anymore. They don't use
Yeah.
it around here
So
anymore.
let me say this to everybody. This is your program. I say my own, you say your own, and the Liberian people decide. Today, I disagree with the recommendation to drop all charges against Metex, but prior to the recommendation that was made on the 24th of May, it was already made by Amin Modal. It was
breaking news, Keto. I got breaking news for you. Breaking news.
Talk to me before we bring my man Conagray.
Ex-President Diaz, religious advisor, confesses to duping Niger Liberians sent to jail. Front page Africa. I'm going to put in the chat room right now.
But that's not breaking news. We said this already. You just coming to this?
Oh, okay.
That poppycock news. That poppycock news.
No, I'm not here. So sorry. Breaking news for
that
me.
Poppycock news.
Sorry.
So let me say this. Let me say this to all folks. Let's be serious. That's why we got different views on the show. We don't have to agree with each other. No one here have to agree with me. I disagree with Honorable Cody. He disagree with me, and make the show interesting. I think the recommendation that was made, President Joseph Yema Barker will make the right decision. Metex is a failed state, a failed LLC company, a failed underground that try to work the way through again in this government because of influence, because of money, and because of the negotiation they have made with some lawmakers that they said they cannot speak on it until they do the research. That's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. The Honorable Buffalo Boy, Abula Mambe.
It's not
you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds.
30 seconds quick. It's not about sweet talking. It's about the facts. No country in the world will receive one ship if you do not have designated inspection on ground. When the communication came out about recommending to meeting Metex in Liberia, we oppose it, and we oppose it on genuine reasons. That Metex did not have the capacity, as per what we know. That Metex was not operating right. That Metex was in Liberia when drugs arrived in the country and they could not detect it. We raised those issues and say on that basis, Metex is not qualified to operate in Liberia, and therefore the government should find an alternative to Metex. We maintain that position. It has not changed. However, this government was not the one that accused Metex of financing terrorists. It was George Weah who accused Metex of financing terrorists. It was George Weah who accused Metex of using its resources for money laundering purposes. That George Weah did so. This government came and said, based on what we saw on file, we cannot prove that Metex is financing terrorists. We cannot prove that Metex is engaged into money laundering. However, the same letter you're talking about call for them to investigate Metex contract on designated inspection. So the missing link that Sam Jackson want to hang on is, oh, you're condemn Metex, what job we are bring, now you're coming to Metex now. That is not the issue. That has never been the issue. Metex were accused by George Weah for money laundering and terrorist financing. This government is saying we cannot see that evidence. We maintain that Metex doesn't have the capacity to do what it was hired to do. However, we believe the speculation that Metex and Weah was into arrangement, that Metex failure to live up to the commitment with Weah led Weah to black Metex account and charge them for terrorist financing because they were refusing to deliver to him. The answer was for compare compliance.
Thank you very much, Brother Mame. Let me bring in, we got to talk to Representative Cody because he have to leave. Let's give him his due respect why he came into the studio for. We'll beat him later that he couldn't speak on Metex because he's part of the cabal, but we'll leave that one and talk about LRRC. Bring us up to speed, Representative Cody. What's up with this LRRC, sir?
Thank you. Thank you again. So I remember last month when I started hearing about the issue of LRRC in District Number 5, Bond County. I sent him on the ground for investigation, and after that, it was known that there was some negotiation by the Bond County Caucus, excluding me as the representative for that district, to do a settlement in SKT. And SKT is a place, though it's a government land, but during the period of the negotiation, as I said, they did not inform me. Even as a member of the caucus, I was not informed. Later, I saw that they have built some makeshift structures, which they said they were going to use for the returnees. And then I tried to reach out to the Director General, Patrick Rosie, and I couldn't get him. So to fast track things, I wrote plenary. And I wrote plenary on the 16th of May, praying the indulgence of the speaker through our colleagues to make sure that the Director General appeared before plenary so that he can be cautioned. And few questions that I wrote within that communication has to do with the environmental social impact assessment, the result of that before bringing the people. I also talk about the herb hazard it will cause, the sustainability, livelihood, and social, cultural mechanism put in place. I also spoke about the security issue, how we could manage that. And all of those thoughts were placed in the communication. I think I sent you a copy. When I sent the when the communication hit the floor on the 16th, on the 20th of May, through the office of the chief clerk, wrote the Director General to appear before a committee, because when the communication hit the floor, Honorable Fode Formula, who was here last night, he raised a motion that the communication be sent to the committee room for investigation. When that happens, of course, that's the rule usually. So everyone about that, and of course.
But let me bring up to speed, Representative Colley, because all that other story we know now, the communication, rule of engagement, central plenary, central society bush, and all this thing. What's going on at the LRRC side right now with those returnees?
So look, it's so saddening, because firstly, what I wanted was for investigation to be done before those people come. But you notice that there was nothing done properly to bring those people. For God's sake, they are our own Liberians. And not because they stay so long in exile that you will treat them the way they are treated.
How are they treated?
Look, go and see the place that they said they prepared for our people to sleep. Even if you say they will spend 15 days. 15 days is so enough that you could find a place for them suitable that they could be able to sleep before dispatching them to the various counties.
So what have you done? What have the caucus, your group, they are in Bond County, what have you guys done?
What I could do is what I did, because firstly, they did not notify me to have gone to the district to talk to my people so that we'll find a better place for the people. I was never notified.
Have your committee called Patrick Woolsey?
Of course.
You spoke to him?
That's what I was just coming to. Patrick Woolsey did not, when the information was sent to a committee room, Patrick Woolsey refused to come to the court of the House.
Why?
That I don't know.
Did you guys find him in contempt?
That he left and went for the communication went to him on the 20th. He brought in the people on the 24th. On the 30th, before he came to the House.
And what was done?
But when he hit the committee, I told him, look, this man disrespected this committee. He did not come on time to give the reason why he should build makeshift structure, why you shouldn't do your ESI report before bringing in those people, why you should put just sticks together and put mattresses on it for the people to come, an open area for them to be. He refused to do that at this stage.
How much money was given to him? How much money was given to Patrick Woolsey?
Come again?
How much money the government make available?
Government gave $601,732 to Patrick Woolsey.
How much it got? Can you say that again? How much?
$1,732. That's what was in the budget that they gave him. I heard someone say 800,000. No, it's in 600,000.
So, thank you very much. You guys have questions for?
Yes. Thank you, Representative, for speaking so passionately about our people. Let me ask you: are you aware that there are countless buildings in the city instead of our people sleeping outside? That some of that money can come towards the building owners that are running apartments in the city to host the people until they can find a place to go. Are you aware of them?
Yeah, so that's the reason why they could have done proper arrangement without as a before bringing in those people. And there's an issue. You brought in those people, you turn around, make them to look ugly to the community by referring to them as drugs addicts 80%, which is wrong. If I was part of that discussion, the best thing you do is you have people that are taking in drugs before you bring them, do your investigation. That when you bring those people, take them straight to rehab area. If I was part of such discussion, that's what I'm going to recommend to them.
Yeah, but I don't know what the director or whoever is overseeing this, what he's spending the money on, because for me, just a basic calculation I've done, I know the people approximately 4,000 of them. That money can actually host those people for at least 2 years. In Monrovia, in Banga, it could go as far as 4 years. So what's the money being spent on? That's what I'm curious.
So that's what I said, and because of the decision they took, I thought to stay out of it. Yeah, of course, because look, when it comes to public money, you have to be very much careful. So I thought to stay out of it. And up to now, I have just been raising the red flag so that people know that.
What decision I was taking that you thought to stay out of? You're a lawmaker, for God's sake.
Yes.
So the decision I was taking, number one, they did not investigate how those people living in Ghana. They went for them. I think I sent you a recording. And this guy who referred to himself as the official spokesperson, I sent the recording. The man is saying that he's willing to give us more information, that the money is not used the way it's supposed to be used.
Do you have his number though? You didn't send me his number.
No, the number is there. It's a Ghanaian number. The number is there, but it's on WhatsApp. I spoke to him today.
Okay. Is there any way we can have you back? We are not doing anything big tomorrow. I want to bring this guy on for us to have this conversation, because you have now put on a lot of stuff out here that Liberian people want to hear. I know maybe, do you have limitation as to what you can do when it comes to your oversight?
So, what I thought to do is to recall this gentleman because the first communication did not go, down well with the entire body. So I have thought to recall him so that he would appear before plenary and give answers to all these questions. Since he went to the committee room and he did not respect the committee room, the best thing is for him to appear before plenary.
Center for clarity. You said $601,000 US, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
601,000. I just want to be clear.
Yeah, 601,000.
So I have a quick question, Stanton. I think I may have missed the part, Honorable Colley. Did you say that you were not aware that the returnees were coming?
I was never in the know. I was never in the know until they started building the structure. Even Patrick told me that he wrote a communication to the caucus chair. I had never seen that communication.
So, but that's kind of alarming. You are a representative in the government in Liberia. This news has been all over the news about what the Ghanaian government wanted to do. And here you are saying that you didn't know. And then, okay, when you found out, what did you do?
What I did was to write plenary to invite the young man for him to come and give clarity.
Okay, have you been to the site?
So I think I said that.
I may have missed that. That's why I'm asking. Have you been there?
Going to the site, for me, I see it as not being important for now because
have you been to the site? Have you been there?
It's not important.
Blended with. Have you been there?
People were insinuating that of course UG is part of this, and that's what other people saying. So
have you been there? Have you been there?
I said no.
That's a shame on you, though.
Okay.
I mean, what you guys take us for?
I know.
You got 40 formula come here and say, "Oh, I didn't go there because the place belongs to Honorable Eugene Colley. That's his district." And he said it belonged to you. That's your district. And you say you have not been there. No disrespect to you. No. Hold now. Wait. How did you get this job? The people that voted for you from that district. You turn your back on them and you're going to tell us part of the story?
I don't understand.
Honorable man, that's a disgrace. You can't do this. It's right in your backyard. It's right in your backyard. Do you know how many children, babies? Do you know how many babies in your backyard right now, part of that group?
The center is not election time. That's why. It's our election time.
You're right.
It's the truth.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to my district.
Representative Colley, is that important to you to know that you have returnees, Liberians? You have explained the worst condition they are living in. You have explained how Patrick Woolsey misused the money, 601,000. No. You have explained that you call him and he gave your body away, he gave your Huawei. But you are here from the back door, in your backyard. You have not been there. Then when you're talking on the show, you got no interest in this case.
Yeah.
You got no interest in this case. Have you been there? Have you been there, Honorable Colley?
I've been in my district.
Have you been to that side where the people are coming through?
And I said this. I would not look. You.
How many answers you giving us tonight? You have not been there before, man. Man, don't waste our time, man. You're wasting our time, brother. I will talk to you like a friend or brother, man. This is a disgrace on your part. The people trust you. They trust your ability. They respect you. You fail the people. Liberians coming to your district. In your backyard, and you say all this story, but you say I'm not going to go there. For the family said it is your responsibility to handle it because that's your district. That's what he said yesterday.
So you see, stand on something you're mixing here. You saying that for the family said it's my responsibility to handle it. For the family is the Secretary General of the caucus. Not a day they go for a meeting and have us informed. Why? Because I'm an opposition lawmaker. Yes, I will say that. There is any decision made now in Bon County about the caucus. They trash me out.
That's a poor story, man. That's a lame story.
Unless you don't want to take it serious.
About opposition. Let's forget about Calais. We're talking about the people that are right in your district, in your backyard. It got nothing to do with opposition, lawmaker. You got to stop this. If I were in your district, Honorable Colley, I want to gather people to run against you and remove you out of power. That's a disgrace. I am a Liberian. I was treated as a Liberian. Because you know what? Y'all do all this yama just for the money. And as a friend to you, and you and myself can chat every day, you need to go back and visit that place and apologize to the Liberian people. Not because you're opposition lawmaker. This has nothing to do with opposition. Get up, go there. They won't stop you. They will not close the gate on you. You're a lawmaker, for God's sake. Go see how many children drinking dirty water. Go see how many babies looking for parents. Go see the kind of food they're eating. Go see the place they're shitting. Go see the place they're peeing at. Go and see and tell the rest story. Bring it to the wall. Let everybody see. Don't talk about opposition and imposition. You have the power right now. Exercise your oversight. You have the power. Nobody can stop you. Don't give us no Vlad story. Brother, it's good having you on Spoon Talk. You're always welcome. Let's see you next time. Have a good night, sir.
Thank
you.
Good
night. You're welcome. You know, Uncle Sam, let me fair. We are all young people. For the family are my friend. You didn't call it my friend. You can't talk plenty on the show and you have not been there. And you blaming for the family instead because he's the secretary of the caucus. They're doing partisan and opposition and imposition. This guy don't need to be a representative. The people have tried him. I hope they can remove him. But I would say pray for him that he changed. He got more time ahead of him. But this is a disgrace. I'm not here to talk as a host or lead moderator. I'm Liberian that know what it means to live in refugee camp as their family member. I got people that went through Bujumbura. I know what it means to eat dirt and you call it food and jump over their body. Those people are suffering. They've been crying. You won't play the political card. And I like what Conor Gray said. It's not election. That election time, they will all be over there. Mama Bridge, Mensa, and all of them. And I mean that they person. Man, Lord have mercy. But let's get back on track. Mommy, you have a story to run. Let's talk about it. It's 6:17, 10:17 in Liberia. Folks, he's my friend. I like him, and I like them all. But you have to tell your friend the truth. Okay? Mommy, talk to us, sir.
Yeah, I mean that story that just ended, man. I mean, these lawmakers, they abusing what they call plenary, inviting people to plenary, inviting people to plenary. You got simple thing to do. Just do it and forget about inviting people to plenary. Visit the place, see the condition the people living in, use your voice. Want everybody must come to plenary, and they put you in jail, then they clapping, or even solving the problem. It brings us to this whole topic about what's happening to the people of Bapolu, how they were duped. But let's look at it more in the broader context than just Bapolu, because we miss the key message here. Certain people in the country, whether in rescue or CDC or whatever political party, they just believe that government will not work for the people, so they use government to divert public resources. In Bapolu County, the Ministry of Public Works signed a contract with a contractor to build 2.9 miles, to pave. It's not just make it pliable, Stanton. That thing he talking about pliable, it was to pave the road in Bopolu City. 2.9 kilometers of road. Awarded the contract, gave the contractor duty-free privileges to bring the equipment and all the different things. Pay the contractor up to 500,000 to begin work, or 900,000. The contractor did not take one truck of crushed rock in Bapolu. Pay the contractor in 3 installments. One crushed rock did not take there. Nobody talked about it in the last 6 years. It was yesterday we discovered it. That a contractor received 500,000 in 3 installments out of 900,000 to build 3-mile road in Bopolu City. And did not take one cross rock there. And up to today, the contractor cannot be seen. It was an important project for the county because since Bapolu was established, no paved road. All the lawmakers, all the sons of Bapolu, whether it was the minister of state, all of them knew that a contractor was being paid to make an unprecedented mark in Bapolu to put the first quota. He did not put one cross rack and he went away with the money. What kept them quiet? That they said nothing up to today. They left with the public to judge. We wouldn't accuse them, but it left to the public to judge why legislators, why the Minister of State, Nathaniel McGay, who was aware that contract was awarded to a contractor to build road in his county. All the legislative caucus members aware. And for 6 years, the contractor did not take one cross rack to put on the road. And nobody asked questions. They did not stop there. They went one step further. To justify the payment of funds to the contractor, they produced a report to say the contractor have completed 65% of the road, therefore they should pay them. So it was a co-rule between Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Public Work, the road fund people, and the domestic inspector in Bopolu City. They prepare a report that the contractor have completed 65% of the work and should therefore receive his balance payment. And they pay him. Bopolu regular. You just need telephone call to call and ask, is there quota in the city? And nobody could establish that and they pay them. So sometimes I just want you to put the payment schedule up, put all the communication on the road justifying that this contractor has completed 65% and they should pay him his money so the public can see. But Bapolu is just an example. That's how they do across the country and in different areas. They use these contractors to take money from the state.
All right, so Mohammed, the document, there are so many. I want you to please
see the last one
exactly where you want us to put it. I'm going to put the first one up, talk about this one. Let's start with this. I mean, talk to me on that, please.
This is the communication requesting the remaining payment because the contractor completed 65% when no work was done. That's it. But check the message. The last message I sent you, I even mark it. I put exhibit 1, 2, 3. The last
okay.
Message, the last message.
Yeah, I think I get them here.
Good.
Yes, I think I have them here, mommy. You talk about this one?
No. I mean, you're looking at different places.
Yeah, but these are all the things you sent me just now. Resend them to me again. Let me upload them.
Oh. Hold on.
But can you talk to us about these things while you're looking through? I mean, if you can, we appreciate it.
I mean, pass that one. Go to the spreadsheet that has. Let me send it to you now. That has a different payment and the payment time.
Okay, please send it to me.
Yeah, send it now. You got it already.
Okay.
You got it.
So let me ask you the question, Mami. You say this thing took place when?
2019, the contract was signed.
Okay, I got this one. I think I shared this yesterday. All right. Mami, be talking to me, upload them. Now I'm seeing what you sent me, please.
So they pay the first payment to the contractor and said when you complete 65%, we pay you the balance money. He did no work. They colluded, produced a report, submitted it to road fund, and received the money, gave it to the contractor, whatever they did with it. The contractor delivered nothing. The superintendent of Bapolu is on the line to speak and tell you whether there is quota road in Bapolu. Sometimes I'm saying the video of the road currently in Bapolu. But Bapolu
okay, so the superintendent want to speak. Bring the superintendent on. Let's hear him quick. Then you will further explain the story because the allegation.
So, Stanton, I thought recently you said we can't just bring people on the show. They changed to today.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
No, but the person, no, Santo is not a good one. The person who bring it on is the superintendent of the county.
Yeah, the person is not an imam from Senegal. That is
So
superintendent.
the person who was bringing on
according to the law governing this talk, I think
we agree.
The superintendent is a
the judge rule in favor of Mame. Mame, bring in the superintendent, please.
No problem, Josh. No problem.
The superintendent is a public official appointed and confirmed, commissioned to serve his country.
Bring him now. Bring him.
But Mama, where are you going with this? Where are you going?
Mama,
the name
of the contractor.
What are you going?
I'm going to the place you did not go for over 50 years. That's where I'm
going. Go there. Go there. Go there.
The place you did not go for over 50 years.
Joseph Baka myself in the same place. Joseph Baka myself in the same place.
Yes,
but we got the
same place.
It is that
superintendent and the president
in the same place.
That is
the same place.
I agree. I'm saying
respect myself in the same place.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm saying
the master leave. You use your Wi-Fi from the same place.
The place. You call the name of the contractor. The viewers want to know. Call the name of the contract. Call the name of the contractor. The viewers wanted to know. I think it said YS.
Who did I serve you, the viewers?
So
I'm just
on the line. On the line is the.
Okay. I'm gonna say don't force me to do. I'll be quiet.
You know my queen. I beg you, Mama.
On the line.
Don't waste our time.
On the line is the superintendent.
You acting like a polycaco. A polycat business you own
your. They call it puppy cock.
Puppy or poly that you own your.
Olympus.
Okay, I said go ahead. Let them make progress, folks, please.
On the line is the superintendent of Bapolu County. He will speak. Honorable Sam Zina. Honorable Sam Zina, how do you do today?
I'm doing good.
We're not getting you. Can you speak louder?
I say I'm doing good.
Sandra, can you get it?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. There is this report that we're investigating from Bapolu about the pavement of the Bopolu City Road by a contractor. The contract is supposed to have ended in 2022. We want you to speak to Liberian listening to you whether any road pavement has taken place in Bopolu City.
Not. We send you the video of the street today, and maybe you need to play that video so that everybody can see. But there is no pavement here. The streets are dusty, just like the highways that we use to come to Bopolu. So there is absolutely no pavement here.
Thank you. When you took over, from the previous superintendent, did you receive any update about a contract for the pavement or road and whether the status of that contract was?
No, the turnover note, there is nothing of such in it, and there is no information. In fact, I just got this today. I just heard this and I was very shocked. So in addition to your investigation, we will also do our side of the investigation to actually find out who this contractor is, and how much you received, what was the contract. So if that was not implemented according to what is in the contract, then we will be going after that contractor.
Thank you, Mr. Zina. It was good talking to you.
You're welcome.
Can we ask Mr. Zina a question?
Yes, go ahead, Stanton.
Mr. Zina.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, Chief? It's good to talk to you.
I'm good.
Mr. Zina, what year you became superintendent?
Say that again, you were breaking in.
What year? Were you just appointed superintendent?
Yes.
Oh, so you were just appointed superintendent under President Barker, right?
Yes.
What were you doing prior to your appointment? What was your title, your position in Buffalo?
I serve here as the project management committee chair for the county. We manage the county and social development funds. I serve in our position for over 3 or 4 years.
Good. How did this project, how did it got into Buffalo? Who recommended Buffalo for this project?
Well, I do not have that detail. I don't know if I got it correct. I was just appointed by President Buckeye. In fact, today made me 1 month here in this position. I was inducted into office last month, the 7th.
So my question, let me go back and thank God for the president appointing you. We appreciate that. But my question is, what was your position prior to you being superintendent? I'll go back to that again.
Oh, I said I manage the county and social development funds of this county for more than 4 years, in fact. But my authority was limited to the county and social development funds.
I understand that. So let me ask the question now for you to hear me better. You said you are managing the development fund, the social development fund. My question,
correct.
Who recommended the government to do such a project in Buffalo? Who asked the government to fix the road, to repair the road at the time? Honor George Manawia.
That was not in my authority as the project management committee chair. That money came from central government and it was not part of my area of control. So I wouldn't know. And besides, I actually left the position before that contract was awarded. The new PMC that was here was in charge at the time.
What's the name of the company that took the contract to Buffalo?
I do not. Besides today, I saw this. I actually saw it on Mommy's page. I think it's some kind of wild, but I do not have the full detail. We will be conducting our internal investigation.
But you serve as a project social development. You are over the money. You are over the fund. What do you mean you don't know? For 3 years, you serve as project social development manager.
You are not getting this clear. The social and county development funds is different from the road funds. Totally different. So that was not in my purview. That was not under my authority. I mean, it did not pass through the county project management committee. That was different from what my authority, lies in. So that shouldn't be a question for me because I was not presiding over that.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank
Senator,
you.
The project, the PMC is an ex officio in anything that has to do with development in the county. So, it should be that's how the poverty reduction strategy was set up, sir.
Read section 9 or now section 10 of the budget law. It will show you clearly the function of the PMC, the limitation of the PMC.
So we understand that it wasn't under you. But what confusing us, sir, you were there for 3 years. You are a citizen of Buffalo. You ran part of the government that at least have ears on the other part, right, Glendy? So you want them for 3 years. You never heard anything? The man brought it up today?
No, I said to you here that I left that position. Another PMC was elected. It was under that PMC that this project was implemented or that this contract was awarded. So I was not PMC chair immediately when that happened. I was elected as a PMC chair in 2015, and that position lasts the duration.
So, I understand that, but my thing is that you heard something about this. You knew something about this, right?
I saw some activities going on because I was very frequent in the county. So I visited here a couple of times and I saw machine, people were here, some strange things were happening. And then I asked for, what is this? Oh, that's central government. I said, all right. And we all know what was happening at that time. When you were not in authority, you didn't have any, authority to ask questions to find out who was doing this and why. So now I'm the superintendent. So we will be asking. Thank God for this exposure today. We will be officially communicating with the Minister of Internal Affairs, who happened to be my boss, and then that company will be rating to find out whether we can get an official copy of that contract, and then we'll find out the detail of the contract to see what was supposed to be done and what percentage of that was done.
Let me ask you real quick, because you got to go. I got to bring your mom in. We got to continue over this story. Guys, forgive me. The road that is in question, you now as a superintendent, am I correct? He's a superintendent, right, Mame?
Sure.
You now as a superintendent, the road that is in question, was this road captured into the 100-day road deliverables?
No, this is in the city. And the 100-day deliverable was from Monrovia to come to the city. And this is in the city. So this is not part of the 100-day deliverable.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mame. I'm done with the superintendent. You can proceed, Mame.
Thank you. Honorable Sinai, it was good talking to you. Thank you. Goodbye. I mean,
proceed, Senator Mame, please.
It's just a confirmation of what we're saying. They pay the contractor over 500,000. He built no road in Bapolu. It's over 5 years. Nobody spoke about it. And I mean, even the PMC who were there, not this guy, wouldn't have known, because the way they did it was not intended for people to know. It was intended to just use a contractor to take money from the state. And that has been the trend across different contracts. This is just one of the examples we wanted to highlight.
So let's give the guys a chance to ask you now. We have spoken to the superintendent. You have made the case. Are you accusing anyone? Mame.
The Minister of Public Works, the Controller General from the Ministry of Finance are the prime suspects in this. They are the payments. They wrote the communication to the road fund, informing the road fund that the contractor has completed 65% of the work and should therefore receive his balance payment or his 65% of the payment. They wrote that letter knowing that no work was done, no 65% completion was done. They wrote that letter requesting the payment. So they are the prime suspects. I will blame the legislators and other people who were in authority and knew that this was going on for negligence. That's the reason why you were elected, to ensure the interests of your people protected. They pay money to contractor, you are aware, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you take no action. But whether they are part of the conspiracy, those part of the conspiracy are the people who wrote the letter, who awarded the contract, and paid the contractor with all the contractor delivering on the responsibilities of the contract. I will send you the contract. Is for this contractor called what his name?
Nasser.
So stand on. Let's go around now. It has been like 25 minutes at least. So instead of lecture, that we can just wait. Yeah, let's go around.
YSM Incorporated. That's the contractor name.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said though.
Right. Yeah, thank you. We've had a lot here. So you can take this down. You can take this down. That's okay. You know, Mami, I always disagree with you a lot of times. I usually disagree with you. This is one of those times I really want to agree with you. And thank you for bringing this up. You are a patriot, a real patriot. I must appreciate you for that. Why will
Mami, go play the Lotto de Niro.
I don't need that agreement.
Why would the CDC government?
I don't need agreement.
I come in now, maybe you talk for 25 minutes. Why would the CDC government paid contractor almost 500,000 and then we didn't see any crush rack going on the road. The road is still dusty. We are not seeing no quota on the road. I think this government will investigate that. 500,000. No crush rack go there. No quota on the road now. The road is still dusty. But my man, let's go a little further. My man, the rescue government spends $22 million on road and there is no quota on the road. Let me tell you the places. Bapolu, what are you talking about? In Bapolu. The rescue government spent $1.4 million. Mommy, there is no quota and there is no one single cut rack going there. I think we need to investigate these things. Mommy, if 500,000 cannot bring quota, 1.4 million should bring double quota.
Let me pause you. Let me ask Mohammed. No, I ask Mohammed. Can we do it small? You raise a good point. But you raise a good point. Can we now understand whether what you are saying is true? Seriously, I'm not trying to cut you off. I think folks say we agree with me. You said Mohammed talking about a little over 500,000, but within the 22 million, we are seeing document. You told the producer to put it up $1.404 million for Bapolu. They say Bapolu right there. So, Mohammed, can you explain this? I mean, what's the conflicting issue here?
If there is any way they get therapy for comprehension, we need to provide some. There is a contract written and signed by two parties to pave a road, to pave 2.9 kilometers of road, pave Pokota, chip seal, that's how they call it in the contract. It's written and signed. You agree. You receive the money to do 2.9 kilometers of chip seal road. Another man received contract to do dusty road of over 30 kilometers. Then you come and want to compare the man who received a contract to do dusty road to a man who received a contract to do pave road. What reasoning is that? Two different contracts.
Let's bring in acid though. Because I kind of confused, Mame. One person was
I told you the last one in the chat room. Mame, when you on the show, Mame, you talk nonsense with confidence. Too much. Like, Mame, you can be talking, and while you're talking, sometimes we can be on the phone. Then you have senators, representatives, other people in Liberia texting us. What are you talking about? You let talking plenty, man. You know, in the chat room, I told you the last time.
Let me come.
No, as a brother, you don't have to take what I say. I'm just saying. Mame, you talk nonsense with confidence. How can a 2.5 million not bring quota and the 10 kilometer road? You know, Mame, you know, at times before you come on this place to talk, know that you got thousands of people listening. And those people that are listening can be texting us, asking what they got talking about. Mame, let's put this in context. I want you to go back to the contrast and look at them.
The contract in that room.
Do you know what percentage of 500,000 is 22 million? Let's take it as a whole. I'm sure you know. So let's put your sense out of no hay, no tea in context. Two people on the Georgia government sign contract. Two people on the Baka government sign contract. Now two, they equal. We live in. Or 500,000 was given to one.
That making sense, man. What you want to say?
500,000 was given to one people.
No,
22 million.
One people.
22 million was given to the other people. Mame, I'm sure people texting you now say, Mame, what are you talking? You know, Sometimes when you talk, I can just be looking at you, and I wish, I could just come here and say, brother, stop this thing. Mommy, go into 22 million and find out how many 500,000 is in 22 million.
It's only 0.02%.
What that will help you to do is, in your little thinking, you said that 2.9 kilometers. Like what you say, let me give it to you.
That means say it's written in the contract.
No, Mommy,
Mommy,
give me a chance. You talk for 25 minutes.
No,
All of us were quiet.
The thing is written in the contract. Don't say I say.
Mommy, you talk for 25 minutes.
Well, I say get to the point. You just behind Yama. Get to the thing.
This boy talk for 25 minutes.
Yeah, even talk for 25 minutes. You get to
the contract up. I just gave you the contract. Can you pull it up?
Check how many 500,000 can come from in 22 million.
Please put the contract picture up.
And then match that amount of 5,000 that can come from 22 million to 2.9 kilometers, like you see. And then you will, I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying. If you're not understanding, maybe it's more than why you talking here. But bottom line, mommy, you blame the finance minister. You blame the general controller. They are the compliances into the thing, the former superintendent. You are only forgetting that your government
please pull it
spent
up.
$22 million for Dusty Road. You expect for 500,000 to pave Wekota 2.9 kilometers. But you do not expect for $22 million to pave average 3.2 kilometers of road.
But Mommy's problem.
While you were talking, people, somebody, I won't call the name, text me, say, if you understand what you're talking. So, brother,
let me ask you this.
Wait.
Finish on that answer, though. What's your point?
Ask me your time. Ask me any question.
No, don't ask it. Don't ask it. That pick you. They will drag it back. Don't do it. Listen, we got something on acid though, and I think he's coming from somewhere. Let's give him a chance. Mommy, are you accusing anyone? Because on your Facebook page you are accusing Nathaniel McGill. Is it true? People told me that you are accusing the then chief of staff.
Stanton, just put the contract off where I will answer that question. The contract says contract between the Ministry of Public Works and what they are named, I just forget the name there, for chip seal pavement of Urban Street in Bopolu, 2.9
YSM Incorporated.
YSM Incorporated and the government of Liberia to pave Bopolu 2.9 kilometers. Now I'm saying it. That's the contract to pave 2.9. The total value of the contract is 900,000. That's the contract. It go one side. The government signed another contract with multiple contractors to clean road across the 15 counties. There are two different things. What we are saying here is this contract.
Why are you accusing Nathaniel McGill? I understand the contract. We understand it. We went on your Facebook page and you're accusing Nathaniel McGill. Why so?
I said McGill took the contractor to Bapolu County.
Okay.
The contractor received funding. And maybe you need to put my post up.
Yes, send it to me, please.
McGill took the contractor to Bapolu County. The contractor received payment for 4 years. The contractor did not deliver. McGill was aware that his county was expected to benefit for the first time in its history, paved road. He was aware that funding from government was paid to a contractor. He and the legislative caucus, all of them are aware. But for 4 years, nothing was done. For 4 years, no comment was made. It is up to the public to decide why such a duping happened to Bapolu County and nobody spoke about it. It's not in my place to say he took money from them or did not take money from them. Who are no colluded in the case is the Ministry of Finance, the Public Works Minister, because they wrote the road fund and said 65% of the work were completed, and therefore they should pay the 65%. They wrote the letter, they colluded. While Maggie sat down there for 4 years, saw that his county received funding but did not get road, and he took the contractor to Bopolu City, it's a decision for the public to look at.
Because he took the contractor, so you blaming him?
I just said what I said, Stanton.
All right.
I want to twist what you said. Because he took the contractor there, because he said that my county, I came from that county. We got some money laying out somewhere. So let me carry some development in that country. And he recommended that the government look towards Bopolu County. I mean, are you blaming him for that, or you are also saying that he was involved in this money issue?
There is a trend, Stanton, where people usually use the desperation of our people for development to take money from the state. That's why we even saying that this whole road machines people bringing, we should pay keen attention to it. We saw the same thing happen with the people building roads, with the people building houses in Popo Beach that left from 5,000 to 30,000 for one unit. You recommended to build road in your county, that's fine. But for 4 years, the road was not built. But the contractor received over 500,000. And you're not concerned. You're not angry. You're not raising issues. That's my concern. So it brings me to the question, was it really your interest to build road to your county for which you lobby for the fund to be disbursed? Or was it because you wanted to use your county desperation as a means to get money? That question will be answered when we go further. But any rational person will ask, why you are so concerned about your county getting road? Payments were made, but you took no action. The legislators, the senators, the representatives, the minister of state, why you put money there and you can't take action and no road constructed? Those are the issues.
I got you. Let's go to Sister Glennie, Dr. Richardson, Uncle Sam, and Colin Gray.
No, I've not said anything.
Colin Gray, go ahead. You come in first now. Go ahead. We'll go down, sister.
Mommy, let me ask you, what's the meaning of YSM? Is the MD representing McGill? Sometimes I solve problem. McGill could have put an LLC together and then how the Pope were making
stop that.
What's the meaning of the YSM?
I don't know the meaning of YSM.
Please do diligence and find out. That YSM, if you go and check the business record.
But stop that, Colin Gray.
All the comment I have to make for now. I'll wait my turn. Let my sister Glennie go ahead.
Glennie, please help us. Leave Colin Gray alone.
I mean, I think it's a good thing to kind of highlight this. The concern is genuine. I mean, McGill is from Buffalo. Why wouldn't it have been his interest to ensure that the road was paved? Why would it not been something that he would have checked on? I mean, those are genuine concerns. That would have been a great thing. So you negate ensuring that is done, and then you move to Magibi County and leave Buffalo undone. It's what else can I say? I think they need to look into it more, but it's also a bit concerning that the superintendent who was in the government before that, he's claiming that he didn't know about it, so he didn't even hear about it. Is it now that he's speaking that he's now?
I don't believe that's Superintendent Glennie. I'm sorry.
I don't understand why he could not have heard about it and done something, even if he didn't have the purview over that. He's from the county. He was not in a plebeian position. He was in a bourgeoisie's position, so he could have heard something about it.
See no evil, hear no evil.
So I think it's a good thing to highlight it, Mambi. It's very good.
It is. It is. Thank you. Dr. Richardson, let's hear you.
So, I think I stand with Mommy in terms of bringing this, this contract to the public. I don't know why people would be surprised that money were getting missing or people were bribed or money were misplaced. It's not surprising to me at all. This is kind of the operation of governments in Liberia, and most recently the past government. Let's look at the IRA, $114 million. We can't even show anything for it. Let's look at what Mama is talking about, the road in Bobalu. Definitely, he says we can't show anything for that road. Let's look at the most recent $22 million road. What are we showing for it? So thank you for highlighting this issue, Mame. I think that it should be investigated, and whoever is responsible should feel.
Who will investigate that, Richard? Who?
Well, I know your question.
Who going to investigate? You going to bring Clamante again?
Well, I mean, we can't keep on just doing this. How are we going to?
I mean, still doing a lot of investigation than any other good entity in the country.
Yeah, we are.
We share the information. Absolutely. And nobody seemed to. Mommy, let's go back to you because
I've spoken yet.
Go ahead.
Mommy, I love you. I share
you. No, I want to ask a question. I didn't speak.
No, let me speak, man. Mommy, I love you. I share your passion. I see that you're a patriot. But there's great confusion and you're conflicted. Let me tell you how you're conflicted. And this is not personal, okay? I know all of us on this platform here, I believe, want to see justice in Liberia, okay? But it cannot be done from emotion. It has to be done from logic, and it has to be done legally. People are giving you paper to say that Mogay then stole money.
Are you the one saying that? I mean, say, hey.
No, I said people are giving you paper because you mentioned Mogay. I never mentioned Mogay. You said Mogay went there. Let's be very clear what you said.
But you wasn't my stole money.
You said Mogay was involved. The implication is an innuendo, okay?
Oh, don't speak big book. I told you.
Always 1940.
Yeah, I told you.
LLC graduate, please. LLC.
I'm a sympathetic English are talking. Tell No, sympathetic. Tell it to a powerful vocabulary. Brother John Zogloman. Let me finish. So let me finish. I beg you. I hold your phone. Mommy, I would love to see people in handcuffs. People, you investigate, you do discovery, you get facts, you impanel a grand jury, and then you arrest people. And you parade them to Temple of Justice and ultimately to the prison. The Liberian people elected Joe Boyka for that. They did not elect Joe Boyka to litigate corruption in the media, which is good. It's good theater. But all you're doing is giving the people high expectations, like with the asset recovery and all the other documentation they gave you. This, what you're trying to do is not going to place for the following reasons. Number one, the contractors that were recently contracted by your public works minister, Roland Giddings, they were all people who did not complete their contracts, abandoned projects, and they did a lot of illegal things. The same people you brought them back and you gave them $22 million. And you gave them monies for roads that were already supposed to be completed. So, Mama, if you want to do something.
Uncle Seb, let me get you. Uncle Seb, sorry. What? And you went behind closed door with Albert Che as a public work minister and admitted that you made that you lied to the public.
Yes.
Roland Giddings.
Yes.
And Albert Che, no, Uncle Seb, let me deep on that.
Yeah.
Let me have my friend Mame. Because today, I give Mame on so many fronts. Front number two. I will continue from where Uncle Sam started. You came on Spoon, you went on other network and said everything we said was a lie. Everything. You did a writing by PPCC. You did a writing by the book. And when they drag you on the Senate floor, they drag you, you beg and say, let's go beyond Jade. Let's go in the corner and go talk. You spend a lot of money on senators then. You bribed them. The allegation that you bribed them. And Abache came and he was your lawyer on the floor.
The bribe CDC Abache?
Oh yes, Abache CDC was bribed. He always been bribed. That's why you're unsanctioned. And Abache came and said, oh yeah, there we go. There we go, my people. Let's forgive the man at the first time. It's on tape. But anyway, by the way, Abache was checking on me the other day, 2 weeks ago. So Abache, how you doing? So, and Abache, I beg you, Uncle Sam, let me end the story for you. You don't know how to end the story. And mommy, so as Uncle Sam is saying, your public work minister duped the Liberian people. And he went beyond Jade and he begged. And he was on his knee crying. And said, Abache, you got to redeem me. Abache care less. He's a sedition. If you mess your government on, he doesn't care. Abache said, what you get for me? The message will close you up, Papi. And Abache went and begged all the other lawmakers and said, let's forgive the man. How can you talk about?
Okay, so
they forgave Roland Giddings.
Because I know there were three ministers. There were the Minister of Justice who gave the opinion that the process was legal.
So they want you acting like you don't know the other story that we ran with.
Thank you, Mommy.
The other one. You're acting like we don't have a video that Abache is on the Senate floor begging his colleague to forgive Roland Giddings. You acting like you see I'm gonna play the clip.
No, I saw the clip.
That's not what he's saying, though.
No, I saw the clip. What I said was I saw the clip. I'm saying Abache was on the Senate floor making the case to forgive the Minister of Justice.
I'm talking about Minister of Justice in the one. I'm not talking about Minister of Justice. I'm talking about public works. Still a public work. I'm following Uncle Sam's story.
But Uncle Sam's story different from your story. Get in here, let you learn. Then you know your story different from your story.
You just want me to be on your side. Uncle Sam, go ahead.
Let you learn.
The Minister of Public Works admitted.
He did.
Admitted that
he was on his knee. He was begging.
There were contravention of PPCC laws. He said that. He admitted that there was no appropriation within the budget for the $22 million it was disbursed against public financial management laws.
Yes.
He admitted there was no quality control or quality assurance on the printer. So those are three major transgressions, egregious, I would say, okay? On top of that, the creation of East International originated within the Unity Party government on the road from Medina to Robertsport. East International was a hardware store right there by SKD Stadium that was created by the Unity Party officials. They were created. They got a contract during the Joe administration. They contravened the principles of those contracts, and they were not supposed to get another contract, but compromise and other unknown motivation caused the Minister of Public Works to give them additional funding for that road. West African Construction, SSF, and other people were corralled in a scheme to defraud government of money when public works ministers gave them something called letters to proceed. They almost wrecked the banking system. Over $112 million. The IMF, I was an advisor at the Minister of Finance at that time. We had to find monies to pay. And these are the same people, these are the same people that your government is giving contracts to.
That which government again, Uncle Sam?
Huh?
That which government again?
This his government, Unity Party government, is giving the same companies that abandoned contracts, contravened laws, and did everything to undermine our road networks. These are the same people that have been giving contracts on the pretext of a 100-day deliverable that did not happen in the road network because they were done during what? Rainy season. These are not all weather roads, and they know that. And Lafayette Giddings, unfortunately, is not a road engineer. and he should have gotten proper guidance from road engineers who would have told him spending $22 million in May was against logic, against engineering standards, and that money was strictly for what? Public consumption, that Joe Bucker would gain political capital. But he's lost political capital because those roads are gradually becoming impassable.
You're wrong.
So that's why you should be concerned with my brother, my man. And I love you. You know, you're my friend with a talk all the time.
Thank you. We got to move on. We got to move on. Let's hear from Conor Gray real quick. Okay. I beg you guys, give him 5 more minutes. It's after 7. We got to go. Let's just 5 more minutes. We got to talk about Futa. And we're not talking about it. Just going to show the document. Then we're going to announce after Conor Gray. You guys still hosting the lady tomorrow? I don't know. Just go in the chat room and let me know if you are.
Supermom?
No, not Supermom. Sajo or Soja.
Yeah, I received.
Right. All right. So we want to say on Sunday, there's some big news. Former Auditor General, Republic of Liberia, John Molu, will be the guest on one-on-one with the CEO on Sunday. We asking everyone, set it up. We will call you guys for post analysis. If you are willing to join the show after the interview, we want to say we'll call our panelists here for post analysis because John Molu is in our chat room. He's one of us. He's willing to tell it all. It would be big. It will be huge. John Molu said he's willing to tell it all. So on Sunday, 3:30, the USA time, 7:30 Liberia time, Mr. John S. Molu II, former Auditor General, the man that was there that raised almost $500,000 for Joseph Yema Boaka and the Unity Party, the man that refused to go to Liberia, the man that know more about everything we are talking about, audit, GAC, LACC, the Central Bank of Liberia, the Ministry of Finance, LRA, the man that when he gets into the topic, everybody is on the feet. We will be happy to bring to you, bring to the nation for the very first time since after the election, the Honorable John S. Molu II gets on one-on-one with the CEO, co-host Abdullah Kiatamba. Please join us. We will say it all and talk it all. He has received over 300 phone calls. He has received over 600 text messages saying we posted this. And people are asking him not to come on, but he has committed himself. He says, Stanton, tell the Liberian people now that I will be on the show on Sunday, one-on-one with the CEO, and nobody can stop me because we got to save Liberia. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we have as our guest coming on the show, the Honorable John S. Molu II, Sunday one-on-one with the CEO to discuss national issue. Set your date. Let's wrap up. Conor Gray, let's wrap this thing up.
You know, Stanton, one of the reasons why Spoon solves so many measures or mysteries in our country is because they go after the information. I think our people in government, they tend not to go after information anymore. Matter of fact, they get their information from Spoon. So instead of they setting up their own garment to go after those things. When I serve as monitor and evaluator on the PRS, Sam Jackson would be aware of that. People were setting up, including the development superintendent, were setting up their own businesses, awarding contract. You have to have a third eye to be able to see that. And I fell off with those people in no time because the moment I started seeing those things, I started, bringing them up into the public. I was the enemy of the state, as Mr. Weir would say. But even the Metex thing you're talking about, who are the owner of the Metex? It's Angie List and an Arab guy. Angie List is the girlfriend of George Weir. Have we seen? And those two people are falling apart.
She was the owner. She's not no more.
That's because the Arab guy kicked her out. Yep. So that's the fight. That's the fight that is going on. In order to regain our status in that company, she had to go to George Weir, of course, to bring lawsuit that this was a money laundering entity. Now, power have changed hands. The Arab guy is on board with the likes of, look, we can go after the intelligence. That's how we're trained to do. But you know what, my brother? We don't go after intelligence anymore in our country. That's why we are always baffled. And people can just handle the kind of information Spoon can put out. They wonder how Spoon will get this. It's because Spoon goes after the information. You understand? And that's all we need to do as a country. Now, people are talking about George Weah, brother Lawson. No, it wasn't no George Weah. It was George Weah's girlfriend, Angie List, who implicated the Arab guy. So now that things have changed hands, of course. So I agree with Mami on this one, on the issue that if
but we are not, as a network, we are not confirming that she's George Weah's girlfriend as a network. You say it.
I don't care. I'm saying it. I'm saying
I just got to put this. I got to put it in context, right?
My brother.
That was spoken to this lady. I don't know. Other people do. Yeah, but other people we can say. But this woman, I would say, as part of this network, I don't know whether she just.
Assuming.
Angela List is married. Angela List is married.
I just want to be very clear with that. So
she's married.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know if her husband is doing business in Liberia. She is in Liberia into everything. By the way, into everything. So I agree with Mami.
And she's doing business with the current government too.
The only thing I say about Mami is I think it costs more than $1 million just to pave 1 mile road. It costs more than that. And if they are giving somebody $900,000 to do 2.9, that tells me that's the fishy part about the whole thing that
fast bar. Fast man. Fast money. Yeah.
It was actually chip seal. It was a form of asphalt that is lower grade.
That is an upgrade of laterite.
Yes.
In other words, you put it in, you beat it down. Okay.
Yes.
I got you on that.
Chips
you know, but you know, it doesn't mean because Mommy brought this up, the other issue should be put side by side to diffuse the other one. You know, I don't know what type of argument is that. Mommy is bringing up something.
Mommy, that bad man, seriously.
That money was siphoned.
They're saying to be quiet. He bad.
That people colluded against his people of Bapolo. They ate money. He brought that up. Now, why are we bringing side attraction to say? It's like what we used to say. Don't say because George Weah did it, so Joseph Buckeye is right to do it. That's the false comparison. That's where I find myself, you know, entrapped into. What is the idea of bringing the other argument about $22 million road network when Mame is trying to bring something about his county? You understand? And the PMC, the guy who came here, the superintendent, at least my time, there's no way the PMC will not be aware of any local development agenda or initiative. He has to be aware. But you know what? That's Liberia. Probably he didn't get his cut. That's why he's trying to distance himself from there. That's how the country is run.
Thank you, Conor Gray. Conor Gray, come early next time, man. But let me say this.
Send me a question for Uncle Sam.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ask Uncle Sam. I just want to flash this real quick. So yesterday, we talked about what was done concerning FUTA, the analysis, right? The lease analysis at the port. So let me bring us up to speed. Every importers have warehouses and other things at the port. We all know that, every one of them. But here we are today, that Uncle Sam, best friend, worked at FUTA. After we ran with this story, Conor Gray, his friend called him, Uncle Sam. You saw it in the chat room, and questioned Spoon where we got our information from. FUTA, Rest Importer Company, owing the government of Liberia $8.7 million. Not only FUTA, ladies and gentlemen. So they say, well, is Spoon get any document, let us show it. And we say, okay, let's dig deeper. 5 property, FUTA got 5 property at the port, and each one of them owe different amount. Here is the FUTA lease agreement. The first lease agreement. We have the entire document. It is true that it owed the government of Liberia. I'm going to share this document and put it in the chat room. Uncle Sam, where you at? Because I want you to carry it to your friend. I really do. I really want you to show this document to your friend, Uncle Sam. This is about Liberia we're talking about. They went into a lease agreement, Colonel Gray, and they have not been paying from one government to another government. They've been playing this game. Every time for them to pay, they say they got something with the rest. The government will give them that exemption. They must do this one, they must do this one. We got the whole lease agreement with the National Port Authority. FUTA is not only FUTA, it's all of them. The total we're talking about, almost $100 million these guys are owing the government since 2016. But here we are, here today. They want to question when we have information on them, Colonel Gray. Like you said, Liberian people watch Spoon Talk. They believe in our discussion and they share this information with us. If FUTA want, we can send it to them. We can send them documentation that they owe. We have it in our possession. And I hope Uncle Sam can ask them again to question Spoon. I will put this document in the chat room, Uncle Sam, for you to send it to your friend. Because I know you are the consultant. Send it to them. I just drop it in the chat room. That's the full lease agreement, just FUTA alone. Because you put in the chat room today, they were questioning us where we got it from.
Yeah.
So please tell your group, you are the consultant for them. Tell them we just shared the lease agreement with them. Go in there, you can read, do something tonight. Yeah.
If I'm a consultant for them, I would say that I don't know FUTA. I just know that my friend John B.S. Davis, I think he's the CEO, and he sent that to me, and I forwarded it to you. He said, take them to court. If they owe $8 million, take them to court. Take them to court. And they claiming they don't owe the government of Liberia any money. That's what they're claiming. They said there's no way for 5 years they will be owing the government of Liberia money. So if this present government believes that their money is owed, take them to court.
Let me say something.
In the court of competent jurisdiction that they owe the money and prosecute them, or let them pay some sort of a punitive damages for the amount outstanding. We cannot litigate that here. They have said they don't owe the government money, and that was from the CEO.
Let me say something.
So the CEO said they don't owe MPA any money. If they owe any money, let them take them to court. That's what they said.
So, Mama, let me hear you on this and we'll go to Glenn. We got to wrap up.
Yeah, on this, and this will wrap in with the other one. You see, every time Uncle Sam will say, let's take them to court, let's take them to court. Uncle Sam, on this platform, I'm not the justice minister. I'm not the president of the Republic of Liberia. Stanton is not the justice minister. He's not the president of the Republic of Liberia. There are two courts. The court of law and the court of public opinion.
Good to know that.
We are participants in the court of public opinion. We come here, we come here to express our opinion and influence decision in our country. It's left for them. If they decide not to do it, we have an option to give direction to our people away from them. We have an option.
The only option is to take them to court. That's the option.
But I don't have the authority to prosecute.
Don't blame me.
Excuse me. I don't have the authority to prosecute. What I have the authority to do or the means to do is what I'm doing. You come here on the show, you speak against issues. You don't have the authority to prosecute. So stop telling people, take them to court. We know the court you people left. That court is the court that when you go to and you get money, you don't get guilty verdict. That is the court we know. That is the court that in the process of indicting people, created a condition and put a stay order on the asset recovery team so that people who would have been indicted on Monday are already leaving the country this weekend. That is the code you're talking about. We know the code. We know the code. So start referring us to the code. We will speak to our people. We will tell them whether it is Joseph Boakai administration, whether it is Joy Weah administration. We will tell our people that these things are not good, and we give them direction away from them. Stop sending out to this court, because you left the court in a condition where everybody that go there with money will not get guilty verdict. Up to the Supreme Court can be used. So give our chance with court. We here will not government officials. We are analysts. We give our opinions. If they take it, fine. If they don't take it, it's up to them. We're not going to court. We here will speak to the issues. FUTA is owing the government of Liberia as per the analysis we've done on the documents we have. We'll do justice to it when the show starts on Monday on FUTA. That's what we do.
You have no authority to tell a company, a taxpayer, one of the largest taxpayers in the country, that they owe monies and to indict them without a court of competent jurisdiction.
Again, indictment authority to indict somebody.
No, but I'm saying it's your government. Your government should take them to court.
Who government?
The present government, the present NPA, they have facilities in the port. These facilities in the port, if they owe money,
they will, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam, they will take them to court. Uncle Sam, they will.
Okay. So
I'm saying they will.
Yes.
They will.
And I would love to see that.
Uncle Sam, it's not on the FUTA. Glenny, let's come to you. It's not on the FUTA, Glenny. You got 5, 6.
Glenny, I'm waiting for your question.
Yeah, I heard you correct Conor Gray on Angela List. I don't know the woman. I want to ask you, Uncle Sam, have you ever written anything that suggested that Angela List was dating President Weah?
I may have.
You have?
Yes. So, but I'm saying.
So when you're coming now and you're trying to correct Remy Gray, you're being a hypocrite. Because I just went to your page, there are several postings of you insinuating that. And when you come out, no, hold on now. When you come out here acting very clean and trying to make Remy Gray look bad, that's hypocrisy.
Okay, so let me tell you what is the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is that this present government is doing business with Angela List.
No, the hypocrisy.
That is the hypocrisy.
No.
The hypocrisy
is when you're trying to make Remy Gray look like he's saying something that's wrong.
Remy Gray needs a higher voice. Remy Gray needs a higher voice.
That's
but
not
you
right.
Higher voice. The hypocrisy is that this government is doing business with people.
I rest my kids. I'm
But
going
you
to
can rest your kids all you want.
I was saying she was the girlfriend, meaning I didn't say lover, I said girlfriend.
Yes,
I mean, they're friends.
And he even said worse. And he even said worse.
So I'm saying to you, that your government is the hypocrite because they are doing business. They are doing business with Angela List. They're doing business with They're doing business with all these people that were so bad. Why would you do business with these people? Why you do business with them?
I'm just saying you shouldn't be a hypocrite.
It's your government that is hypocrite. Why are you still doing business with them?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. That is the crux of the matter. I don't gossip on Facebook. Does not elevate itself to do business with people.
Let me ask you a question. It is important, at least you admitted that you have said something.
I may have said it. I say a lot of things. I say a lot of things. I don't know exactly what I said.
But let's do this, okay? We just take everything back. The network cannot confirm that this woman ever messed with George Manuel.
Exactly, and I never said on this network.
If anybody's saying that, I would just
exactly. I don't know why Glenn bring somebody texting you say what you said. I may have said it.
But again, let's go ahead. But again, let's do our closing, guys. We are running into Nelson Showtime. We just spoke about how you call it the FUTA. Lenny, I was coming to you with it. I can announce to everyone
This government is not kidding. The reason why they're having all these lease analysis is to go after those various importers that owe the government, almost in the sum of $100 million. It is very important for us to understand that if they can pay that money, it will help our country. I will do my closing because Glennie reading the text messages that is sending to her for Uncle
No,
Sam.
I went to his page.
I just
It's a post on his page.
Glennie, let it go now. You probably left out too much.
Let her post
Let
the
it go.
page. Let her post it.
No, we gotta go.
So
We gotta go.
the
We gotta
public
go.
can see the context.
We gotta go.
It
We
is
finish with
important
it.
for them to see the context.
Uncle Sam, we finish with it. I beg you.
No, I'm not finished with it. Let her post the context.
When you ready to do your closing, you can talk about it. We finish with it. I just want to say to everyone, we had a great show. Tomorrow, if the women on this side decide to bring in Sajo, you will see Sajo. It's between Glennie, Dr. Richardson, and Fatima. Okay? I'm done with the Sajo and KB story. To be frank with everyone. Okay? The man came on the show. He said, I married Sajo. I left her, separated, divorced, whatever you can call it. My wife today is Madela Cooper. I'm not going to get into their family affairs. Okay? I'm done. I passed that. I can't wait for Sunday's show. But again, we want to say to every one of you that sharing these documents, that being so bold to give us this information, it helped our country to transform. It helped our country to transform. On a spoon, the amount of document we receive and information about the executive government, the executive temper with the budget. We even touched that yet, and I want us to discuss it more. How can the Senate and the House of Representatives do everything, Damo, and go to executive now for the president to decide that somebody changed something? Somebody twisted it. Somebody tempered it. Like the Communist star, Damo told me to say this. Somebody finger it. You say then Glennie will get vet because like Glennie never in ANC when they finger that document. How can they finger the document? It's wrong. So now, it's not going anywhere now. We are in June. There's no budget though. Am I lying, mommy? No. The budget's are back and forth. The budget has not been signed into law. Somebody decided to move something or line and add another line. This is bad for our country. That's my closing, folks. Thank you for joining us every day. Thank you for making this one of the biggest. Thank you, man. All right, we're so proud of what you guys are doing. We got another story coming up again about the nation. I want to say, in my first time in my life, I left the show yesterday. For the very first time, a good friend I've been talking to, never met in my whole life. I met him yesterday. He drove from wherever he came from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. This guy and myself hang out. We have fun. We ate. We watched the Dallas and Boston game. We talked about everything, and and the visit went well, So, and this person is Jojo Barker. He just couldn't wait to see me. The man first time seeing me, mommy, the man shaking because all our conversation been on the phone. He came here to my place. We played basketball. We went out to eat. We called Uncle Sam. He couldn't answer. We said, I forget what that papi is sleeping. And we just hang out and we ate, and we lecture. And Glennie, hold on now. The man, okay, let me forget that other part. I will tell that part later. But we have fun. We were 2 mommy, but we turned to 4. I don't know who else be off 4. I'm calling the other 2 female name. But okay.
Anyway, end.
I'll finish my brother. I won't get myself in trouble. Let me let the other side go. That story.
Yeah,
it's trouble.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Sometimes when we express opposing view, people feel that it is personal. We are enemies. No, I mean I disagree with something. I believe it's not the way it should be. You believe that the way it should be. I mean the public will be the judge. Stanton believed that they wasted $22 million on Dusty Road. I say no, they don't waste $22 million on Dusty Road. The people need Dusty Road. The public will judge. 6 months from now, we'll see whether the people will be celebrating the road. Say, oh no, the roofing is poor again. I mean, that's disagreement. But that's where I stand. That's where he stands. I mean, he speaks about what's happening in the government. Other people there disagree. That's how it should be. That's how I like it to be. You don't force to agree with me, disagree with me. Let the public be the judge.
So
thank you very much. A good show.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Uncle Sam had written on this Angie list. For my own intelligence, these are people that are very much interesting in our body politic right now. These are the individuals. These are the movers and shakers. So that in our context, she was friends with Mr. Weir. I didn't say lover.
Let it go back.
I didn't say lover. I didn't say lover. I said friends. You know, to her, Mr. Weir made Jackie appear. My brother, let me friend. We have a country.
But you still calling people name your member. We don't want to call it name. Leave the Jackie appear name. Now let's talk about something.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. I just want to tell you how well placed people were then. And those people are falling in favor with the new administration because they don't have that level of friendship going on. So friendship has changed hands from one partner to the other. That's why you see the issue about money laundering was not discovered as a basis for bringing lawsuits. It was just something they made up just to make sure to put the other guy out of business. You know, look, our country is very interesting. That's why I say we have to be able to take some stringent measures. If I had the authority, I'd build a very big prison in Liberia where a lot of people will go there and do hard labor. I'm not saying shoot on sight anymore, but large prison.
Well, let go, man.
Let me say something quick.
So you change the shoot on sight now to hard labor.
Let me say something quick.
Yeah.
Spoon Network is the premier media. My personal opinions, I don't bring it on Spoon Network. That's why I try to stop Raymond Gray. 4 years ago, I was a strong critic of George Weah. I say a lot of things I regret today. Okay? I say a lot of things. And that's how politics is. That's how politics is. The opinions and positions that I held 4 years ago, there's been an evolution. Okay? What I said 4 years ago, you cannot hold me to that. Because what I did, I endorsed George Weah, I campaigned for George Weah, and I continue to support the coalition. So whatever I said 4 years ago, that was 4 years ago.
But Sam,
can I use
4
this
years from
platform?
today? 4 years from today, you'll be regretting what you are saying.
I will never say. I will never regret what I say on this platform, because on this platform I'm measured because I know the consequences of talking on the media. But in my personal capacity, what I say there can be an evolution in my thought.
Thank you, Glenny. Thank you, guys. Glenny, let me ask you a question because you're a religious woman, Glenny. You're a religious woman. Let me say that. I beg you, Colonel Gray. That Bishop Overseer George Biden, we are Bishop was sent to jail today. Uncle Sam brought it in the middle of the conversation. We were there, Spoon were there, and the allegations are huge. You know, Joe Manawea did everything. No police officer can take up the case. No lawyer can take up the case. No citizen can take up the case. No church member can take up the case. So now the church is in fast and prayer. They're asking the members of the church to forgive and forget and drop all charges against the bishop. My fellow Liberians, if I were in that church as a child of God, I would forgive the bishop. It's hard to do. I won't forget. But the Lord have taught the bishop yet another lesson. All those that he took money from, forgive him. He's a man of God. Remember the Bible said, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm.
419 man. Yo, wait, man.
We would beg on behalf of the president and the Fokker Clown Church. Glenny, go.
Good night, man. I see you guys later.
No, yeah, you and Glenny go to in the back.
No,
but
we're not
Mommy,
talking in the back.
Mommy Colonel Gray,
I see you.
I would say on behalf, no, my man, the church thing is hard, my baby. I know you're Muslim, right? But I do believe once you a member of that church and he took your money, leave it with God. God work in a mysterious way. Ask God to forgive him.
Send it, God,
let it go. That's God business. God business is a hard thing. God business is not easy. That's why Jesus said, forgive 70 times 7, 490 times. Today, on behalf of the church and the leadership, and me as a person, I beg everyone involved, forgive the bishop. Drop all charges against him. Let it go. He took your money. He lied to you. He said that Joey bishop. I don't think Joey sent him. I don't think Joey asked him to go collect 90,000. If Joey won 90,000, Joey would just pick up a phone and call his son. He will pick up a phone and call his wife. You know they got money. But the bishop have learned his lesson. I hope somebody can stand his bond. I hope they can release him from prison. I hope you guys, as Christian, you can find place in your heart to forgive him. Even if you don't want him back in the church, forgive him. Let him go. Go in peace. The Lord will fight your battle. I just decided to say this today.
Yeah,
I saw him, I felt bad. He did a wrong thing. But if God can forgive me, I think we should forgive the bishop. We have taught him a lesson he has learned. To all my fellow Liberians, please, I know you're mad. Don't put this on CDC. The brother have erred. To err is human. To forgive is divine. Do the right thing as a believer. Do the right thing as a Christian. Do the right thing for your next door neighbor, and you'll see the miracle of God in your life. Forgive him. Let it be. Let him set him free. What the country would do, that's fine. But in your heart, forgive him. Drop the charges against him. Forgive him. $740. You're better than $740. You've been living. You've been eating. More. You hustle for your money. It was hard.
Stanton, there's someone life-saving there. There's someone life-saving.
Even it can be somebody's life.
There's somebody life there.
Colonel Gray. I do agree with you. That's somebody everything. But Colonel Gray, it was somebody everything that Jesus died for.
Probably that guy sent a lot of people
to the early grave. It was somebody everything. It was that murder. It was that thief.
Oh.
It was that criminal. And when it was so hard for Jesus, he said, Eli, lama sabachthani, my God, why have thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from me? And he looked down upon the people that knew him.
Let
me finish. Colonel Gray, I beg you, let me finish. Let me finish, Colonel Gray.
Yeah, and when he looked down, I
will finish, my brother. And when he looked down, he saw the criminal. He saw the homosexual. He saw the adulterers. He saw the fornicators. He saw the liar. He saw the murderer. He saw the thief. He saw all of them. And he looked up in the sky and said, Father, forgive them. Forgive them. When he looked on his right, he saw the thief. He looked on his left, he saw the murderer. He prayed for them. He said to one of them, today, you will be with me in paradise. I know it's hard. If I were any one of them, my last, I will cast it all onto God, and I will forgive that brother. Let it go. God will fight for you. Please go.
Have you heard of the guy named Bernard Madoff?
Yes, right here in New York.
Yes, that's the guy who took people life-saving.
I understand.
In a Ponzi scheme.
I understand.
You know why the judge sentenced him almost to life imprisonment?
I understand.
You understand? If possible, they were going to even execute him. It's just that the laws here will not allow for that. So literally is going to die in prison. The reason is he took advantage of people.
Conor Gray, we know that. You can make it even bigger, Conor Gray. Your church government.
No, the thing about it, this is why grievous.
Conor Gray, we are not saying that he did the right thing.
You know, if
Conor Gray, you cannot overemphasize this. We know that. Dr. Richard said, are you back with us? You guys say you're coming back. You cannot overemphasize.
419 men have done this.
Conor Gray, we agree.
To forget, but this was a man who are professing to be man of God.
Conor Gray, there is no way. Conor Gray, there is no way you can describe this. It's the worst in the history of mankind. We know that. No. But as a child of God, you must find solution, my man.
I agree with Stanton to forgive the man. Go down in your heart, forgiving. Wow. Here's the second side. That man was able to make use of that opportunity because he had a title advisor to the president. Yeah. That's why people trusted him. If he were just ordinary, he wouldn't have been able to receive that flux of people to dupe. So the title judge we are giving, advisor to the president, the title judge we are giving, I think, bishop to his church, those two titles were what he used to exploit the people. Up to today, the church, I think John, we are the overseer of the church. The church has not issued any statement to distance themselves from what he did. While we call on the people to forgive him for Christ's sake, we also call on the president. He got money. Let he pay his member their money. Because some of his members in that church were also due. He got money. Let he pay their money to them on behalf of his pastor. Because he gave them the title, and it is the title he used to do the people. So while the people will forgive him, let Joe we are see receive. Even if you can pay all, pay them 50% of their money. That's the middle ground.
So the forgiving, does that mean you should not face the full weight of the law?
You have asked a beautiful question, Conor Gray.
Yeah.
As a Christian, render unto Caesar that which belongs to Caesar, and unto God that which belongs to God. Right. You forgive him. And whatsoever the court decide, you have played your part to forgive him.
Well, I know there will be no restitution, so most people have to forgive him.
So
but the law will not forgive him.
Yeah. Thank you very much. As always,
send that man to 100 years in prison, man.
No, we wish the opposite. Thank you, Conor Gray. We wish the opposite. Thank you. Well, that one, Conor Gray is just a bad military man. The man look at somebody and say shoot on sight. Not the man arrive at the airport shooting. That's this guy talking about. I mean, are we going back to martial law? But we want to say thank you very much, Damo. A lot of stories out there. We want to say we give the Liberian people what they so desire. As always, folks, have a wonderful evening. Till we meet again tomorrow. May God bless you. May God keep you. The Senate on the retreat. And I think that's where Nelson is, right?
Yeah, Nelson is covering that retreat for us.
Oh, yeah. And we got a lot of different stuff happening. Have a good night, man, Damo. Take care.
Pleasant night to you, sir.
Let me go play my basketball.
Okay.
Yes,
Pleasant
sir.
night to each and every one of you. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.
Yes, what you back today,
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you back today,